Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another component cast episode of Tricogha Nights. We are back, and obviously we are back. We hope that the zoomies are out today. We are slightly also sorry for the delayed start. Various things were happening, but we're here now, and we're here for you to enjoy the show. It's going to be fantastic, you know that. But speaking of the show, Roach, what are we playing tonight?
We're playing Urban Jungle. It is made by Sanguine Productions. Their games are available on Drive-Thru-RPG, where you can look up Urban Jungle or Sanguine Productions for their various gaming RPGs of a lot of different genres, and they're still on discount. All of them. I don't know. At this point, it just seems like that's what the price is.
Yeah. Forever discounts. Hey, that works. And Mikey, who's our artist?
Our artist is the Fantastic Seven. You can find him on Twitter at twitter.com/NINEKI99. There is a link in the chat, so please be sure to let them know that we sent you.
Yes. And final other couple of things to cover. We now have a merch store. If you haven't seen already, I would definitely recommend checking out. And there is some Tricogha Nights based merch there. I'm going to quickly just flip over to... Oh, no, that's the wrong me. I'm going to go to purely me for a moment. Hang on. This might take a while because of the slightly intro-y things. But I want to show off something that's on my lapel right now. You see this? You see this? We got back the jack pins. There is also, like the giant Elendor poster, I do also have a giant Tricogha poster. I can go get it, but it'll be unfurling it. But yeah, go check out the Tricogha Nights stuff within the merch store. Sales in the merch store help run the channel, so it's a new way to both support us and also, if you do purchase anything from the merch store, please share it on social media when it arrives. We want to see photos. You can either do that on Instagram now or on Twitter. We are very excited by having merch, mainly because it means I get to buy more mugs and things and pay off my own habits and addictions. But without further ado, shall we get on with tonight's broadcast? I think we shall.
Tricogha. It's a city of dreams, they say. They might have even been right once upon a time. But now, it's a rotting, corrupt corpse on a hill. When the nation went dry, a few saw the potential, saw the money that was waiting for them. Now, you can't go a block without passing a speakeasy, even if you can't see it. And you'd be surprised just how many upstanding citizens you'll find at a table with a glass in their hands. These can't help but want money or power. Problem is when both of those mix away from the light of the law. Corruption, exploitation, and murder. It's all just another night in Tricogha.
And we're back.
Yes. It's been a week. It's been a week. So since we want to kind of get into this, we don't want to have the zoomies roll through. Last time we joined our, I was going to say party, but you are more just a collection of various groups most of the time. Because you're almost never together. The outfit. A lot of things happened. A lot of information was gleaned. A lot of plans were beginning to be made. And starting to form a bit of, well, actually the web has already been formed, but now it's starting to be filled out more and more by our intrepid rabbit of the group. But I guess the big thing that happened right towards the end that we really want to get into is a meeting has been scheduled with Alderman Jack with a individual from the Wheelwrights.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Wheelwright.
So that happened towards the end. I'm trying to remember what else happened. Major stuff happened during the game. Maybe I can chime in because my notes are not loading right now on my screen.
It was basically Larence recovering after the whole thing. Harry, he went out for the day when he found out the meeting was happening, and the day before, Andrews and Roman basically weaponized the house after the break-in.
I didn't go anywhere.
It's on, Midge.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't hear it.
I didn't go anywhere. I've
There
been
was a
sat at the
lot of
house
stuff-
waiting for the inspector.
But that was last time. It was also Harry's big raid, so that's when we found out about the mayor and all of his
Right. There we go.
land ownership deals, both in Tricogha and in North Texas.
Right. Yes, you did learn. You had a lot of documents that you stole. I don't even think you copied. You brought just a lot of dossiers and
Borrowed permanently.
permanently borrowed from the mayor's office. The most interesting ones were a couple of dossiers on criminal individuals within the city, including our friend Roman, which seemed to be a fairly detailed accounting of his time. Let me restart and see if that helps Sirenscape, because it is on. I'm hearing it. Are you on the correct game, Mitch?
Yep, I redid that. You've joined Commissar Roach's game. There it is. I hear it now.
Okay, I had loop music on, but I guess I'll just put the slow music on now. But yeah, it's like the Evil Genius game tune. So you got the information through those dossiers, including there was also a dossier on the on Patrick Muldoon and a few other individuals in the city, but also a lot of politicians, land deals in North Texas and in Tricogha, and yeah, also a fairly large sum of money that Harry was able to get, which he is now going out and spending. I think was the plan at the end. Is you're having a day.
What was I? Yeah, I was out on a drink.
Yeah, you're a day on the town. And
Day in the town.
yeah. Just double checking, is everybody in the game? Because I'm only seeing 3 actually people in. I just want to make sure it's.
I was waiting on updates.
Got it.
Updates.
Got it.
They're done now.
Got it. Just making sure, because if Sirenscape was having problems, wanted to make sure about that. So, yeah. You woke up in the morning to a message from your friend, your colleague, other individual in the overall Wheelwright organization, currently the highest ranking that's still alive, or contactable. He telling you that you had a meeting you couldn't say no to, and that was happening at a certain time, and that you needed to be ready for. At which point you prepared everything for said meeting. You have, I'm just trying to figure out where everybody is beforehand, because we did try and work it all out, but I don't think we specifically said. Harry's out on the town with
Lena's gone home to get changed. She'll be back by 11.
Got
The
it.
the other 3 who live in the house should still be there.
Yeah. Larence is in his room.
Larence in his room. Harry, yeah, actually no, it is the morning. Are you staying or are you going out? Is I think the question.
The morning.
Yeah, it's the morning after the big heist. There's a meeting at noon.
The meeting's at noon. Yeah, he'd hang about at this point.
Hang about, okay. And I don't think Roman is going anywhere.
No way.
Yeah. So, is there anything extra you'd all like to do before the meeting? So you have a couple hours, so you can do something if necessary. You can go out and pick up some things if you need to, or you can prep some stuff if you need to prep anything. Any of that. Yes. What was it?
So the only thing that Lena would do is on the walk back, she would take particular care to look out for anything unusual sort of in and around the Alderman's house.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a mind observation check. I should just rename that the perception check and just say that.
Yeah. Just give me an MO.
Just give me an
That's
Wow. That's very good. So on your way back, Lena, and also you said you were walking. So on your walk back, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. And that immediately strikes you because there's no car at the end of the driveway, or not the end of the driveway, at the end of the drive, cops, where the individuals had been, not the same individuals, just random always two, with a, just a normal kind of nondescript vehicle in relatively the same spot every day. They're not there anymore. That's the only thing you notice.
Okay, when I get back into the house, I'll find Roman and tell him that.
And
What, Monsieur Roman? There are no visitors outside anymore.
Okay. Now what we can do about it.
so, since nobody else had anything they wanted to do,
Do we know what species Mr. Wheelwright is? So when we answer the door, we're just gonna guess it's him?
I think it'll be obvious.
you were told you're having a meeting and that the boss is coming out. That's what you got. So, noon rolls by, and any individuals who are near the front of the house, like with a view of the drive, yeah, I'm assuming it would be the two guards would have eyes on, probably. You see 3 vehicles pull in to the driveway. They're all common vehicles, nothing like too out of the ordinary. They look, they're black, because that's the only color they come in.
Get any color you want, as long as it's black.
As long as it's black, yeah. It's a little bit past that time, but yeah. And they don't have tinted windows, but the way it's noon, sun's kind of glinting off the little angled front windows, so you don't get a lot of view. But individuals come out. There's a driver for each of them. They stay near the car, and then there's 2. I'm not even gonna make you check. Guards muscle come out of each car. So there's 6 muscle coming out. 2 of them are in a group near the front of the driveway. 2 of them are near the cars along with the drivers, and then 2 of them go towards the middle vehicle, and you don't see who gets out, but they start walking towards the front door. And then you hear a
Who's
knock.
answering the door?
I'll get the door.
Okay. You answer the door. You see I was going to say, well, it's about the same height as you. Just like domestic short hair kind of cat. I was going to say, no specific there. Just kind of look you up and down. They do that thing where he's like looking at either side. And then steps to this. He doesn't acknowledge you. He's not here to talk to you. He steps aside and see air in front of you. And then you look down and you see a little, probably like 4 foot nothing.
I say Chihuahua.
Little 4 foot nothing armadillo lady.
Damn it.
That looks, if you had to say, probably north of ancient.
North of ancient, south of prehistoric.
Yeah. Didn't see the dinosaurs. Might have been around for Rome. But in the way that she doesn't look dulled, like sharp, like those eyes, like sharp and mean, like an old, like
Oh yeah, like an old headmistress.
yeah, mean. And she looks impatient.
Right this way.
Like quick steps, because she has to make up for the gait of her bodyguards, which are much taller than her. She doesn't ask for directions, almost as if she knows the layout of this house, maybe because she's the one who technically bought it.
Lena's at the top of the stairs to open the door for her.
Roman's with the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Up
I'm at
the
my desk.
stairs, turns a corner, sees you, Lena, and then walks past you as you open the door, doesn't acknowledge you, and some mean old lady, I don't know, and walks into the office. Roman, Jack, Jax, we'll just say that because that's easier.
Jack.
Yeah,
The Jacks.
Jack
you
the cat.
see, I hate the fact that I didn't notice you had both the same last name until after we started the campaign, because that would have been something I would have been like, maybe you change that.
First name you mean? We've got different last names.
Yeah, that's what I mean though, because then then shorthand, it's hard. Yeah, Jack and James, it would have been better or something like that.
Jack and Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah.
Fight me.
So you see
Jack and Joseph.
entering in a 2 tall bodyguards and a small old armadillo woman. And also the armadillo woman, she's not wearing like a flashy or stylish like clothing. She's wearing kind of just very reserved, dark colored kind of dress. Kind of scans.
I close the door, make sure the windows are closed, take my place next to Andrew's.
Looks over to her bodyguards. Bodyguards take a step back and leave the room.
Larence gets a signal to leave as well.
I nod.
Pull,
And I
well, as you go, I go, pull the lady her chair out while you leave.
yes, sir.
Pull the chair. She doesn't take the chair. She's looking pointedly at Roman. Roman, I need you to make a check. I need you to
Okay.
make.
Your old school teacher is currently staring you down.
I need you to make a check. It's going to be a will. It's gonna be a will presence roll.
Then I'm screwed.
It's a will presence roll versus her will presence.
5.
So 1 success.
Okay. She got 2 9s and a 6. So Roman,
Yeah.
you grew up on the streets, and if there's one thing you know, is there are 2 things in this world that you don't want to mess with. That's a cop who's near his break or almost off the clock, and an old woman who thinks she has authority over you. Most dangerous things on the street. And immediately that memory floods back to you of just like, tens of just all these faces from your childhood, like women with like brooms or like rulers, etc.
Penguin.
And you get the sense that she wants you to leave right now because you are a guard and she needs to talk with the boss.
I look to Andrews.
Go ahead. I'll be fine.
Okay, boss. I close the door and stand with my back to the door.
Yeah, you've got basically there's just a collection
Locked
of
me
people.
inside because I still standing there with the chair. Like, what do I do now?
No,
You go as
At that
well.
point. Yeah, I'm left at that point.
she didn't make a step towards the chair. Is the thing. You pulled it out left, and yeah, you're kind of in a gaggle of guards. Essentially, it's you, Larence, and 2 other guards. They're just kind of standing, not face to face, but pretty close to each other. And if Lena didn't move, also Lena is there as well. It's just kind of...
Oh, she's still there. She's gonna not overtly, but try and listen, but obviously not because her guards are there.
Yeah. No. You can go ahead and you can do that. So, Jack. You see her as the door closes. Alderman. I don't believe we've met.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure, but I'm happy to make your acquaintance nonetheless.
Helen Wheelwright. You've spoken with my son.
What?
Oh, mommy's turned up to fix son's mistakes. Oh no.
Helen.
Helen Wheelwright. She is a very old armadillo lady.
Old Madillo.
Old Medillo, yes. I hate you.
I
I hate you so much. God damn it. Yeah. So
Miss Wiggleright. Can I get you a
eyes-
drink or send for anything?
no. She takes a step toward. Actually, hold on. Yeah, she takes a step towards the globe that you had your drinks in, immediately recognizing that, and opens it and pours herself a drink of whatever. I'm assuming you have is it bourbon or whiskey? I don't know what Jack drinks predominantly. Whatever your
Scotch
middle
is.
Scotch.
Andrews is a Scottish family, so we
Scotch.
we do that. So it's like Scotch. Or there's martini in there. There's also a martini in there. Because it's like slightly
Fixings for a
dusty
martini.
where it's like no, yeah, slightly dusty where no one's had one in a long time.
Got it. Yeah, the tonic water's not good anymore.
Yeah.
uh,
It was sold like that though.
yeah. She pours herself a whiskey, and leaves it. She takes the glass and she just leaves it there. She doesn't pour you one, and she goes to the chair and sits down.
I go to the bottle in my drawer and fix myself one.
Yeah. I need you to make a body presence check, by the way.
Body presence.
Yes. Or will presence.
Can I? Yeah, I will.
I'll let you use will
presence.
presence if you want to. Yeah.
That is, yeah. So will.
Ooh.
Presence.
So
That
one.
was very close to a natural one. That was very close.
success.
That was very close.
Ambitious?
I feel like I might need to save that.
Has it got a? Is it not keep constant then?
It's a one. Aren't all of our personalities are one a day? It's
They're
a
one a day.
personality. Personalities
It's a
are
Or is it
one
on
a
a
day.
day? Okay.
Yeah,
day,
your
yeah.
gifts are.
My
how
other
we make them-
gifts are diplomacy, fast talk, and leadership. So it's like
Some gifts take a recharge time period. Some of them don't. So like fast talk diplomacy, you can use that whenever it's applicable. But
actually, that's a mistake. I didn't do my level up, so that will should be a D 10, not a D8.
oh, okay.
So
You still rolled a 1, which is the face on a D10.
yes, but there's two more variables it could have landed on.
It didn't affect it that much. Anyways, you lost, even if you did succeed too. She has very good stats when it comes to being a presence in a room. Everything. You almost it's a reflex. You've been raised in a good family and everything. You know, you respect your elders, so you immediately you're in a attentive stance to her. She makes no effort of just being she's the one in charge of this conversation right now, and you know that.
I actually
She
can
makes sure you-
claim my other
what?
stats on presence rolls, actually. So
Oh, you can?
on my fast talk and diplomacy, so depending on what length of the situation
This
is.
would be fast talk, so
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
if you can beat. You did not. No, you did not.
Just worth it for one extra successful dread.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's not as bad, but no, she makes her presence very well known in there. She immediately takes over the room.
I respect that.
As she takes a sip of scotch without flinching, and then Mr. Andrews, I don't need to tell you the difficulties that have been occurred over the last week or so in the city. You may technically be a free agent, but we both know who owns this building and who pays for, well, certain things of yours. Have a drink. We're cashing that in. A little earlier than I had planned, but I believe you know my current lieutenant, a spineless weasel.
I am very familiar with that certain weasel.
He'll still be my lieutenant. Seniority matters in my organization. Which means you'll be reporting to him now. But because of certain qualities you'll bring to our operation, I believe it was necessary to speak to you face to face. To make sure you understood. Also to give you somewhat of an assignment. I've been told by a few individuals that your little group have been poking around in certain areas.
You're not wrong.
Do you Am I correct in believing this has something to do with the mayor?
The mayor has come up in our research.
So often does, doesn't he? Oh, that's still too hot.
I thought that was roleplay for a moment, and she just accidentally missed, like, failed a roll. It was just like...
Nope, that was me. That was me failing a con check for that Earl Grey tea being way too hot still. I want to know what you know, and then maybe we can help each other.
Absolutely. I have no reason to lie to you or the wheelwrights. Sorry, I went really southern there. Or the wheelwrights. We've been nothing but beneficial to one another.
Very.
As it stands, we were initially researching into the Turners, and
just punch my mic.
Their ongoing schemes in an tenuous link. A memo we found at one of the mayor's residences led us to where we think the Turners were brewing within the city. An old sail barge. And, it's being guarded by one Patrick Muldoon. That individual next turned up at a certain airport event that I was helming with the mayor. And when I was confronted by him and members of his outfit injured one of my men, he let me know that he's now working protection for the mayor. We haven't worked out if this is the Turners having something on the mayor yet, or the mayor utilizing the Turners, but they're definitely in bed together.
Doesn't take a genius to see that.
There's also a lot of political connections to the mayor and his holdings south. We've got a running theory that the mayor is going to start using his out-of-state and out-of-city areas as part of the supply for the Turners. We recently pulled off a small heist, which got us quite a bit of information. We're still going through quite a lot of it. My outfit have been more than successful. However, with the ongoing situation with the mayor and the Turners, combined with my public image, things are getting a little too dicey on the knife edge. For that reason, and I'm going to be honest with you, we were thinking of leveraging this information with certain members of the city police force. bring a more legal aspect to the takedown of the mayor and whatever Turners. Of course, the tip-off was always coming your way beforehand. Should you have to deal with it your way.
Of course. I appreciate the candor, young man. I don't care how you bring them down, as long as my name remains very far away from it.
That can be done.
I lost my taste for ground level backstabbing a long time ago. This production facility that you found poses an issue. Deal with it.
I'll see what my outfit can do. I, of course, want to keep my affiliation with your outfit somewhat separate for appearances. Will help in the long run. But,
Of course.
your man, Mr. Baron, bought us a very valued member of our outfit. And with things going how they are, we could probably use with some more. But the way things are, I'm not sure who to trust. So if you could nudge anyone our way, I would be more than appreciative of that extra assistance.
She you see her not go blank when the face being. There's that whenever you're kind of going through a Rolodex in your mind about trying to reference. Oh, Harry Neville.
I think he would say
I
something
did
like,
wonder.
"That's the geezer indeed."
I never met the man.
Light Englishman. Sticky fingers.
That's why he was paid. I'm not sure I can. We've had a bit of run of bad luck, as it were, for some of our various outfits. A bit light on personnel. Material support, on the other hand, is not a problem. Tell me what you need or give it to our mutual friend, and you'll have a shipment of ice tomorrow.
Thank you. I know, for appearance's sake, and how your organization works, you have to trust your lieutenants.
No, I don't. I have to have leverage over my lieutenants.
Even
As you
so.
know.
If I do have to contact you in any way,
You don't. If all goes well, Mr. Andrews, I'll never see your face again. If I do, we have a problem. Do we have an understanding, Mr. Andrews?
I believe we do, Miss Wilbur.
Good. She finishes her glass, puts it down. As I said, send a list to our friend and you'll get what you need. Stands up. It was an enjoyable meeting. Scotch was a little bit cheap, though. And she starts walking out.
Don't worry, it wasn't yours. I don't. I stand up as she stands up and leaves. And
I wasn't. There was no question with that presence check.
No.
Check.
I open the door.
It's almost an
for her as
autonomic
well.
response as you get up when she gets up.
Absolutely.
Lena, give me a mind observation check. It's gonna be a high check.
Can we assist with that since we're outside? With it?
How would you assist in her in surreptitiously eavesdropping?
Distracting the guards.
I suppose.
They wouldn't necessarily know I'm doing it like.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
All right, never mind then. I
Go ahead and
put it out there.
You don't catch a lot of just look through that. Nobody else
Adults
hears
talking
anything.
in Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Nobody else hears anything, but with your big ears, you hear just the remnants of the vibrations through the wall. Yeah. But all of you are a little bit surprised. It hasn't been very long. The door opens, and out comes the small woman, and I guess Jack wouldn't actually be following her unless you specifically want to.
No, I'm stood behind the desk, like rimming the glass of my scotch, like with my fingers. It's like down on the desk, like obviously in thought.
She starts walking, and
I'm fucked.
she walks out. Her guards give a little, like, with that mutual respect nod to you two that are out, that are guarding the door, and then follow her. If nobody stops or acknowledges, she makes no effort to say anything to anyone else in the house, and she will leave.
I'll get the door for her.
You can. Yeah. Get the door. And like a well-oiled machine, the guards that were posted at the entrance to the driveway come back, get into the same cars as they were originally in. The two that were next to the drivers get into there, and then the ones that are guarding her go in. It's all practice, and they pull out like a it's not like a convoy, because that would look suspicious, but it's mechanical in a way. Like this one pulls out, give it a 10 count. Next one pulls out, give it a 10 count. Next one pulls out. It's like, this is something that is normal for them. And then you are left alone.
Going to the boss.
As do I.
As you all enter, after like the minute of just staring, Jack picks up the glass and just shots the rest of the scotch.
So, good meeting then.
I mean, you're not dead.
It went far better than I could have expected. She's actually happy with us. Somewhat.
Find that hard to believe, boss.
Listen, she reminds me of a few people I used to know. They're never happy.
Put it this way, from what I get from her, we're about the only successful outfit they've got right now. Otherwise, she wouldn't have just given us a blank check. But because we're this successful outfit, they're pulling the final part of their hold over me to get some things done.
What?
Well, first things first, we gotta deal with that brewery we found. Somehow.
Easily done.
The next thing is take down the mayor and the Turners any way we can, including involving the police force.
Not as easily done, but I think we can manage the two of those things.
The only caveat is we can't, bring the wheelwrights into it.
Look, the brewery's easy. It's a moonshine still. It's basically a bomb waiting to go off.
Yep. Just light a spark, watch the whole thing explode.
So, all we need to do is get a spark inside. The fumes will take care of the rest.
Yeah.
The mayor, well, that's much easier. Everything around that is public perception. We get something on him, we expose him, Turners lose their political leverage.
We need cameras.
We need eyes on the mayor 24/7.
Yeah, but our
Harry?
eyes ain't gonna cut it either. We need cameras.
Need proof.
We need a place to be able to...
Mademoiselle,
Oui, monsieur.
I want you and Larence to go through everything that we got from Harry. Fine-tooth comb it. I want everything. And when you're finished, you two can go out on a date. Before that, keep your hands to yourself.
I don't need your permission to go on a date, Roman, but I do appreciate your approval.
Miss La Pan, I remember what you said to me. And I know you don't want to be involved if things go a certain way. I want
One
to...
moment. If we take out the Turners, means the city is safer, correct? The loss of a few to protect the rest.
Only the violence goes down. But it doesn't mean it's forever. And
No?
I'm okay with my fur getting bloodied, but I'm not sure about everyone's here. So, if I ever ask you to do something that you don't want to do, you just say. It goes for anyone here.
It's a bit late in my case, don't you think, Andrews?
Yeah.
When was the last time you asked me to do anything, boss?
I not worried about you. Well, no, I'm worried about you, but for different reasons.
We
The
should
only
wait
person
for
here-
Monsieur Neville.
Yeah.
Have some
The only
extras
person-
as well.
Yeah, I'm not
He's
sure
just
where he is.
downstairs.
Yeah,
Hang on.
he
Harry.
said he was on the
Harry,
house.
the meeting's done. You can come up.
Harry?
What?
You're
I
in
didn't
the
eat any
cave.
food.
My ears were
There's
burning.
food up here. You're good.
Harry Judy comes up.
Yeah, you're talking with the chefs. Yeah, not your kind of people.
Fucking sandwich.
What?
Yeah. So I made this fantastic sandwich the other day, right? And he's just like, "Oh, really?"
So, what's about Amori?
You mean story, boss?
Right. We got more work, but we've got a mandate of do it however we can, which is both a blessing and a curse. We can make this work. Question is, how do we want to do it?
How do we want to start? I suppose.
How long is
Well,
it now
sometimes it's
until that
gonna-
supposed meeting with the mayor and the Turners?
It's the 20th.
We need eyes, ears, noses on that meeting. And we need proof of that meeting existing.
Well, I'm not very sneaky, so that's not my job, unfortunately.
I'm pure white. I stick out like a sore thumb. Definitely not mine.
Everybody also knows you.
I can't go near it.
Everyone knows you. For different reasons.
You can't go near it.
Yep.
Nobody knows me. Nobody knows.
Well, shit.
Well, we need to How would we gather evidence, Alderman? It's not like a camera is an easy piece of equipment to carry around and be quiet. And as soon as the shutter goes off, everyone knows you're there.
Yeah. When was the first non-flashbulb camera?
Not
Probably
now.
Not for another 20 years, I'd say, maybe.
Yeah. No, well, the thing is if you want a quick camera, it has to be flash. That's how it worked back then, because you need just the high exposure. That's how it worked. So
Yeah.
you'd have to have like a regular one sit for a long time without a flash. It's kinda how it
1950s. So,
works. So
Well, way away from that.
yep.
yeah.
Jesus, how do people get evidence in this day and age?
They didn't.
They
Months
didn't.
ago, it was so
It was
much easier to
basically
get away
down
with
to
things.
who was believed to be guilty, and they'd manufacture whatever is necessary to make sure that person went down.
If they weighed more than a goose, then they were a
Yeah.
witch.
If they sank in the local river, you know.
So yeah. There are ways though. There are ways. If you think, because La Pan would know this, or not. God damn it! I need to. It's been a while. Yeah, La Pan. Yes.
La Pan.
The La Pan. Because you've done heists before, and that requires planning, prep work, surreptitiously gathering evidence, that kind of thing. Not necessarily for individuals, which is harder, because if you're just trying to get the layout of like a museum or like an art piece or somebody's like really nice, like, villa, it doesn't, that doesn't really change. You can just get the plans for that. But you have had to do things where you've had to like get like a view of something in the in situation like there, and there are ways to disguise a flash if necessary. Not close up, but you could be far away. You could be far away, hide the sound of the flash bulb with a car backfiring in a different direction, things like that. You've done that before. You've taken a picture of an art piece while it was being moved with a crew before. It was well planned, and you were able to get a picture like that. That would be a way of getting it. You wouldn't be able. It's difficult. This one's difficult, because it's nighttime, or it's evening time, which means there's going to be a bright flash.
And they need it, that the flash needs to hit the target in order for it to come back onto the negative.
Does, yes. Give me anybody can do this, but you have to each tell me what you do, because you all have different difficulties depending on background. But you can make a mind. I'm gonna say probably mind tactics or mind academics.
Does anyone remember what the weather is like that night?
This will
Anybody
help.
get
Stuff like that. So,
anybody get the what was it? Mind tactics?
or academics, whichever
Do I
one.
have tactics?
I also have tactics.
I don't.
I have tactics and academics. But
One
tactics is
success. I
better.
don't have anything in the others.
Where's tactics?
I do have streetwise.
Tactics is the second last
yeah.
skill.
Yeah, there you
Midge.
go. 2 successes.
2 and 2. Okay. Well, Jack, you had a lower DC than Larence did. Because you're a part of the city government, the lamp posts around the city are now electric.
Mm-hmm.
And they paid for it. They had a lowest bidder kind of contest for the installation of it and the changeover years ago. The bulbs they use for it are really, really bad. And there's complaints that come in all the time about blown bulbs. That's something that pops up into your mind.
We could take out one of the bulbs of the street lamps nearby as the flash. So when we do the flash, we take out a street lamp.
Quick thinking, boss.
Takes some precision, but it's possible.
So what you know as a group, you need to hide the sound and the light, or at least have a cover for both.
And that would be fairly
Sound would
accurate
be
for both.
Yeah, the sound would be easy.
Crack. Yeah.
The sound would be easy because you just need something that's loud to overpower the kind of like thwomp of a flash bulb or just like flash going off. And you'd need to have some place to put the camera where it's not directly in line of sight but still has line of sight of them, and so that the flash can be mistaken. Take planning and coordination. But
Where
you
was
all
this meeting happen again? It's on a boat,
Desert
isn't it?
River.
you don't have a specific.
We gotta find
Well-
that specific.
We do need to comb through that stuff again, see if there's anything in there.
So that's job A1, job A2, spark off the boat. So fire explosives.
Plan names.
We
I
won't
like
need
it.
any explosives.
We just need
The
fire.
breweries like that, a match will be enough.
Had to get the match on board. Though.
Thing is, certain Muldoon knows that we were there.
Yeah, he knows that Harry was
So
there.
who's to say it's still there?
That's not an easy operation to move.
This thing, Harry did have a very good look at the place when he was there, and he knew, and he's British, so he has a natural affinity for this. The ability of a ship to be seaworthy. It's a natural thing.
I suppose so.
Yeah. It looked pretty bad. Like, it looked pretty ratty when he said you were. Maybe it can move, but that would be. That
Well,
would
less
be
the
a
boat,
big
more
risk.
the stuff inside it. They could have cleared it out by now.
True. Though it did look like they were using the boiler system.
It's not an easy operation to move, but that's. God, Jesus Christ, that's like what?
Not an easy
would you
operation to
think,
move there,
Roman?
bud.
What would you think, Roman Harry? What do you think would be on there? 4 boilers? 5?
2.
2? And you got how many stills then running off those? Would you think?
2.
Right. Bottling?
Depends on how much you're pushing through.
Right. But you gotta store all that. You gotta keep it all probably on the boat too, right?
Harry saw no other things but storage off the boat when he was there.
Okay. So your storage is next door.
Yeah, for reference, because it's been months.
Literally months.
Yeah, it's been months.
I'm even sketchy on the deeds, and I was the one going through it.
He
I
was the
remember
one
the
there.
boat, some warehouses,
Yeah,
and the moose.
it's in a rundown part of the warehouse district downriver. That further downriver than the reference downriver that we had for the meeting. It's in like the kind of really shitty part of town that's been abandoned since the new docks kind of got put in at the bend. It's really old docks where a lot of old river boats that were made for like if the casino boat that you were at was like it's only like 20 years old or something like that, but it's very retro in a sense. It's trying to harken back to like, you know, the 1800s kind of aesthetics kind of thing, like early 1800s. These would have been like near that in actuality boats. Like these are old, like partially disassembled in some. They're like, these used to be kind of a breakers area for old boats so they could be recycled, but that business went under a while ago. So this is kind of a graveyard for Harry clocked about maybe like 6 different ships in various states. The one that you saw the operation on was the best. It was whole and looked to be floating, whereas the other ones didn't. It's all warehouses around it, but most of them are empty from what Harry could see. This would be like where they would unload things that came downriver in these boats, but that's no longer a business here. So it's kind of like unused space that's too expensive. It's so shitty. It's too expensive to then remodel it for some other purpose right now. It's like because
it's too far gone in one direction for it to be changed.
Yeah, it'd be like property values would have to go up a lot in other parts of the city for this to become viable again, kind of thing. Like it's that. So it's been left by itself, and they're mostly empty. Harry found a newly put together chain link fence that disconnected the area around the boat from the rest. So you had to find a way through, and past that there was storage for alcohol and active pallets waiting. And it looked like they were not only unloading from the boat, but they were prepping the area around it to store excess. It has a guard post on the chain link fence that has to allow people in and out. And the boat has one extra large dock that leads out to it. It's like maybe 30 feet long. It's not that far away from shore, but so like be like you could walk halfway to the boat before you started actually having to swim, kind of like thing, because riverboats have a very, what a shallow
draft.
Yeah, there we go.
Roman.
Alderman.
Yeah.
You think Madame Wheelwright will have access to some sort of flare?
Like shipping flare?
Oui.
Signal flare? Not sure that's something we could get. As well as all the photography equipment. I'm also thinking of maybe trying to get...
Is that or some fireworks? I'm just trying to think of...
Well, I was thinking even further extreme than fireworks. Stick a dynamite near the waterline. That'd usually do it.
You just
No
point out.
guarantee. You'll actually get through the hole, and even if you did get through the hole, there's no guarantee it'll set fire
There
to
is
the view
also another way of doing this entirely,
Of course, I'm just thinking the most extreme.
which is having it officially shut down.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
We work with our cop. We do a sting on it.
He's not come back to us yet.
Do
though.
you
We
want to
cannot
play
rely
that
on him.
card? Do you want to play that card this early? Because the second he's a target, you know he's going to have a lot of people shooting for him.
The man's always been a target, hasn't he? He's the one that put a stop to the violence essentially before, from what we found out.
Since it's been months. So because it's been months, and we do have to reload on a lot of information, just so to give it one more time. You did get a good beat on his career.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything major in years. He did a big thing in organizing the organized crime division and putting a stop to the major violence years ago when it started.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, he's kind of been riding a desk. Is kind of what he's been doing. So that's that. You got that when you did your check on him. So just to reiterate on that,
Okay.
so we don't make assumptions.
Well,
You make him a big target
the thing is,
having him do that.
Wait, that is not the only legal option we have. Could contact the IRS. We have a location.
You want to contact the tax office?
They're the ones that enforce prohibition at this time period.
No, it's the Treasury Department.
Oh, it's the Treasury Department. That's it.
Treasury, yeah.
It's the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Treasury, then. Secret Service. That's what she meant.
Definitely have links to that. They'll definitely listen to a politician about that. Actually, let's think about it.
Your father is a fairly highly placed politician in Washington. He's not elected. He's not elected, but he's one of those people that got
I thought he was
appointed.
a circuit judge, if I could. I remember.
But they're appointed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you got pull if you need it, but that also links you to this. By the way, just so you do that.
Yeah.
That would put a target on your back, though, Andrews, because it'd be.
Like, wait a second. How did Andrews know where this was? Kind of thing.
Heard it from a concerned citizen.
So just pointing it out, so we all
Anonymous tip.
cards.
Anonymous tip. The thing is, I think no matter what, it's gonna have to come out at some point. Like, I'm not speaking at Jack right now. I'm talking to this bitch. It's gonna come out that my name is involved in this, and the only way to spin that is hero of the people taking down the gangs. That's how we've got to spin it, and that will, of course,
almost like this is set up for an arc or something.
Almost. But no, like, Larence does say that. He says, well, wouldn't that put your name in front then if your dad calls it in?
The Turners.
Yeah, but we can use that.
And the Turners already have done that.
Just want to point out sequence of events right now. And because maybe because I'm a little hazy on the thing, I practiced that roleplay session, so I don't know what I actually said and what I practiced for hours. Yeah, you know what I mean, Mitch. She's just like, okay, that's how she says it. Yeah. The priority for her seemed to be get rid of this boat and help us deal with the situation. Priority 1, 2. That was her priority.
Right.
On there. That was her priority that she gave. It also, because you're all intelligent individuals, and maybe it just doesn't occur to the players, but the characters are more pointed on this because this has only been like 2 weeks since the game started, or some ridiculously short amount of time.
It's a month. I worked it out.
It's been a month.
My God.
Yeah. Big
Time's
month.
fucking weird, dude.
Yeah. D&D, your characters only knew each other for a year. It was 1 year almost to the day from the beginning or end of that campaign for years.
That's a weird timeline experience. Like, so what happened in a year? Well, I killed a god.
Yeah, essentially.
What did you do in your gap year?
So you would understand that this would have to be like a 1-2 thing, because a meeting like that would, if like Roman knows this, Harry would know that, anybody that has any criminal underground experience,
that meeting's not happening.
That meeting doesn't happen. So it's got to be like you got to prep and do it at the same time, or a 1-2 kind of thing. And there's like no going back. This is the screen's coming up. No going back. Figure out what you're gonna do now, and then go back.
Will you pass through the Omega 4 relay?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. So just so everybody knows, like it's one of those things where you've got a lead. It's a good lead because it puts 2 big players next to each other in an incriminating situation if you can get it.
Okay, so...
But it will not happen probably if a major event happens days ahead of time. Like their major brewery in the city getting blown up kind of thing. So and also you got 3 days until that meeting takes place. It's the 17th of May right now. It's the 20th when the meeting happens. So you got 3 days.
Andrews, how quickly do you think you could contact your dad? Is he available on the phone right now?
It's May.
I mean, he might be in court, but I can call home anytime.
Give me a D20 check.
Cool.
This is a luck check. We're just gonna see this.
Does your dad like you? Is essentially what he's
15.
asking you.
Okay.
If not, I can get one of my brothers or my sister. Someone can pick up the phone for me.
Yeah, it's the middle of May. Your father is an affluent individual. He's in Milan. He's on vacation.
Right.
This is it. He has a boat that he owns there. He's doing a sail thing around Milan. He does it every May. It's kind of it's his thing. It's his
Just
Milan.
get away from work for a little while thing,
yeah.
you know.
Getting away. You wouldn't be able to do that if you're looking to try and get a hold of him, though. His villa doesn't have a phone because it's in Milan. It doesn't.
No. You have to call the embassy. They send a runner to Pablo, who owns the ferry company, who goes out to the villa every day on the private island.
Why is it doing it in Italy named
eggs.
Pablo?
Milan is beautiful, though. I can understand it.
Never been.
Better than Venice. Still ain't fixed that leaky tap.
Fair.
Right.
No, you see, what I was thinking was, what if instead of pulling the sting on the brewery, you pulled the sting on the meeting? I'm not sure if that would work.
Thing is, the sting isn't enough. I don't know if the sting is enough.
For the meeting?
Yeah, like for the meeting. Like,
Hey, dude.
I don't think the stolen information that we have that pointed us to the meeting and is enough to hold up in court right now with just a sting on that meeting. Yeah, as a lawyer, I can advise you that is not kosher. We need this to be the first part of our evidence to then bring in the cop.
Okay, I'm seeing you.
For you, so just to again iterate because it's been a while, and this is a good airing out of everything. In terms of information that you have, evidence that you have against the mayor, one, you have all of the dossiers that are there, which are incriminating evidence.
Stolen.
Stolen. It's true. There's a hard-boiled cop that is more interested in taking out organized crime than necessarily anything else at this point.
He doesn't care where you got it.
Because to be fair, your stories about why you were at that gambling place were not that good.
No, they weren't.
Not that good, and you know that.
He doesn't seem to care yet.
Two, you have incriminating evidence when it comes to the property rights that are in town. Specifically
Stolen.
Yeah, stolen. Yes, you do. 3, you have evidence that the mayor has hired a known criminal agent that works for a known organized crime racket, and there's the potential that you can have a corroborating testimony from an individual who knows that individual that is currently working for you.
Neither of these two are getting on the stand. They won't last a minute.
Just saying, you have a multitude of information and evidence that can be used.
Yeah, but
Sorry, just say Roman can't do something.
Roman.
Getting my law degree just because you said that.
You.
I'm putting myself through law school.
I think you would shoot me before you got into a courtroom.
Yeah, but point here, boss. You just said I wouldn't do something. As in, you would forbid me to do something.
I'm not forbidding you.
Andrews, I'll go get you a shovel. You're digging the grave deeper here, man. I'll just go get a shovel.
No offense, but it also would be the word of a felon versus the word of an immigrant, and that does not go well in court. Again, I am happy to go up on the stand. I do not want to make you guys accessories to whatever legal ramifications this happens. Considering most of your storied pasts. Face value. We have Miss La Pan, who is a deputy envoy / secretary, but is also an international thief. We have a known thief. We have a war veteran bodyguard, and are we sure about that?
You also forgot
Harry-
about the whole
Lady
political
Wheelwright
back
just
in-
knew him by name. It's like without me saying
Because
his
Monsieur
name.
Baron introduced you to.
Yeah. Also, Harry, you do know that you have like active warrants in another country.
Yeah. Also, I kind of have like political
Yes,
things back in Ireland.
You have
so-
things you know in your character's background that me and you know that there are people.
I'm
looking
not
for you.
going back to Britain.
And I am still not
'Cause if
sold
I
on
do,
whether
I won't last long. Let's just
whether
say.
Roman is an individual or some sort of folk traditional demon that just stalks the night.
Baba Yaga.
He could be.
He could be.
You
He
seen
Could
this
be
man?
John Wick. Just in,
could be
you know,
Mr. Wick.
Yeah.
Mr. Wick.
Okay.
Larence just shrugs and goes, "You also forgot about the whole political thing back home, and I don't know if I'd be shot or lauded when I got home." So
Put it this way. I am happy to involve the cop right away. But the evidence that we show him, we still need to build on before he can convince enough of the corrupted department he probably works in to actually do this. There needs to be a legal, airtight situation that no amount of money could make it go away. Because we are dealing with the mayor and probably the most major gang here.
Definitely the most major gang here.
Make a just make a mind check for me, Jack.
So we're gonna go through those dossiers and files again. We'll see what's going on.
That is good. There is
But
one
you've not been
thing
through them yet.
that Midge has not thought of, but Jack probably would think of this because of his lifestyle and his position in the city. You don't need to take him down legally. You just need to take him down in the press.
Which is what I said.
And they have a lot less scruples
Yeah.
than the cops.
That's very true.
Don't need to take him down law.
Jack would definitely know that. I'm
Jack
not
would
feeding it to you.
definitely
Jack would know that.
That's very true.
Jack-
Because no, actually, a caveat
It's
of
very
what. So my headcanon was of how this was going to happen would be Team Spy Network goes and takes photos. Team Bruiser goes take out the boat.
You made him do a
and
spit take.
whilst Hannibal / face here goes and talks to a member of the media, giving my entire account of the city's.
You ain't Hannibal.
obligation to go. No, I'm face. I'm definitely face.
Hannibal.
We're definitely face.
But I'm just saying, Jack would know this because Jack is
Roman's
is a media hound.
That makes you B.A.
likes to-
Baracus.
It does. which I'm
He's a
cool
media
with.
hound, and you also know that the mayor is only in his position because he is very good with the media. He makes you look like an amateur at
Yeah.
it, but
If we can get
It's
a
not there.
photo to the press, that would be icing on the cake, actually.
The sheer scandal.
Well, to
You
be
know what I mean?
fair, if we got a photo to the press and it all came out, the police force would have no option but to act.
to investigate.
Yeah,
Yep.
at the very least.
So you don't need to
Sheer
involve the
scandal,
cop.
that.
You don't need to involve the cop at
Far
all
away.
in it. You just have to get the media bigged up enough that they force the hand of the police department, and then it takes care of
I'm
itself.
still
because
I'm still
he's
going to do an
dirty.
interview with the local paper because I want that interview to be in the same edition as when they take down the mayor.
Alderman, I had a quick question. Was the mayor in office before Prohibition came in?
Yes, I thought we'd already established that. He's already in like 3 terms.
He's
Yeah,
three
but I don't know
terms,
how
but
long a term is.
mayor's terms are less. They happen 2-year intervals because it's every
6 years
election
ago.
period.
That'd be
So
21.
6 years ago.
So yeah.
Yeah,
That was Prohibition.
he started right when Prohibition, he was not there for the first year. So the first year he was at the tail end of kind of the very violent period when everything was kind of getting set up in the city, and now it calmed down. So that's kind of where he is. He has been in politics though beforehand.
Down south, right? Back where he
Down south, yes, down south.
back in his homeland.
Yep.
So I wonder if the Turners did for him what the Wheelwrights did for you.
Possibly, but his hands feel like they're in too many pies.
Pies.
Pockets.
Fuck, it's just for the rung up on the ladder. I'm not in it for money.
Doesn't hurt.
I came from money. I'm not in it for money. I'm in it for the name.
Okay.
So, everything you've gathered, all the information, you know that you need the meeting and the hit on the boat to happen
Simultaneously.
almost simultaneously. Either the meeting needs to happen and then the boat goes down, or vice versa, like within the hour, because you can't. At a certain point, you can't call off a meeting. At a certain point, people are in motion. You got to do it. So you got that. You know you need the boat to go down. You have plans for that. You have a blank check for equipment. You can any material support you've been given a check for. Just send it. It'll get to you, and it'll get to you before the deadline of the whole thing happens. You have a lot of plans, a lot of options on how to tackle this. Specifically, I do want to point out one thing you have not thought of is the fact that recordings of audio recordings are a thing in this period of time.
I've been Googling that. Yeah,
they are a thing in this period of time. It's not common as much, but it's.
Is it portable though?
No, we'd have to hire a truck. But it's if we have a truck that is not
quieter.
Obvious.
This is quite, yeah. It doesn't require you to short out a street lamp and have a car backfire at the exact same time you take a picture, which to me sounds like Plan D. But I'm the GM, so what do I know? So, but audio recordings are a thing. They can be somewhat portable. For example, there are audio recordings of like Civil War veterans, singing songs and stuff. So I mean, it's not like you can't carry it in a purse, but you could have it like the
electronic burning of
floor.
discs, not discs, but of things instead of like hand printed wax has also been developed in this time. So
yeah, pressing records and stuff is a thing now and stuff like that. So that is a thing. But yeah, you could hide like a recorder underneath a false floor or above, like in the rafters, that kind of thing. Like it's possible, or in a truck or a nearby individual. You can get it. Yeah, no, it's possible. So that's an option. Just want to point it out because you would know that in the world.
Any idea where Freddy is?
But anyway, no, we haven't even discussed Freddy yet. But anyway, we need to take our midpoint break.
Everyone.
So we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes time. Use this time, grab yourself a drink, have a stretch, whatever you need to do, and we will see you in a moment. Okay, we are back. Roach has got dice and stuff, so he's going to be playing with toys for a little while we hash out the rest of our plan.
Plan things out.
Yeah.
I'll work it out. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
I take pains not to drop these because I have a tempered glass mat for my chairs.
Yes. So our current plan is what we've come up with, and I've got some great chase music going on right now that's not on the Sirenscape, so I'm going to leave it on while I do the plan. Okay, here's the plan. So, Team A, Bruiser team, we're going to go in by boat to avoid all the chain link fences and getting spotted before they get to the distillery blow. Go in, light a flame, get out, gone. Team Sneak, which is our second team, are going to either be recording or taking a photo. Photo is the icing on the cake for the press because they can print that. Of the mayor at that meeting working with gangsters. At the same time, they'll find a way to ring back to me so I can then maybe even ring members of the press to come and spot that meeting. See if they can get a journalist down there to have a look and also expose them that way. Sort of a double thing going on, but the main topic there was Jack needs to be away from this so he can expose it. We were also discussing whether we need to get some drivers just to bolster our crew a little bit. But outside of that, that's where we are right now. Back to the spy music. So I imagine that we're now in the La plan base. All of the strings are being pulled across.
She has also put up a timeline of events, which actually, again, exists in real life. I just need to update it with when the minute come to power. And, Roman, do you reckon you could find some extra help with your past history? Someone that's not a wheelwright, preferably.
I think you can find someone.
You should check. Oh, that's really nice. You should check the north side of town. There might be a few vets like myself who might be willing to work for you.
It's got like an actual latch too. I can store dice in it. It's cool. I love this. This was $10. How is it this cheap?
Yeah.
Would you like some time alone with your dice tray?
Oh, that's nice. I love those. Those are really nice. I think I have a set similar to them.
Come on. No, it's just this is how I'll be rolling dice the rest of instead of having to roll them on my mouse pad.
Fair enough. But you might be able to find a few veterans who might work for you. Most of them are down on their luck enough to do anything for a few dollars. They tend to be loyal enough.
Personally, don't like loyalty that's paid for. I'll find someone, boss.
Good. Just a few extra someones, considering we're down a driver.
Where the fuck is Freddy?
Permanently.
We haven't seen him since what happened to you.
I'm going to assume he's either turned or not with us anymore.
So you're saying you think Freddy shot me?
Possible. The guy was skittish.
You were sent to find Freddy. Freddy never came back to me. Next person I saw was Muldoon and you in a hospital.
Shit.
Either Freddy's dead or he's turned. Either way, you don't deal with him. You leave him for me.
Please. Damn it, Roman.
You have motive.
So,
all right.
The plan. Roman's gonna go find some extra help today. Larence, you're with me. We're going down to the city. We're going down to the main offices. I'm gonna go see if I can't get myself a plan of the sewer system around here. Around maybe the boat, just in case you need somewhere to get away. Extra place to hide. See if I can. I'm sure I can dig that out of the offices. Miss La Pan and Harry. We need to find out where the mayor's going, or when we need to scope out his movements before this meeting. We need to know which car he'll be taking and who will be taken with him, just so we know who to look for on the day. I'm also going to put together the shopping list and go see Mr. Mayhew. So we need a van. We need to be able to,
a portable audio device, a camera,
flashbulbs. I think we can probably work out the more flammable element of the situation ourselves without involving them, but any big ticket items that you guys think you need or want, get them to me now.
Alderman, would you be able to see if there is any buildings in Downriver who are owned by a gentleman named MC?
The initials MC.
Yeah. Well, can we not check that from the documents that we've stolen?
Is there anything in Downriver, Roach?
What was the check you guys made? It was big, right? It was above 2 successes, right?
I think it was like in total 3 or 4 successes with that.
It was like Harry pulled like $400 and loads of paperwork.
Right.
Harry did good.
Check Harry did good, but he did focus on the dossiers instead of the locations. I'm just gonna roll a luck check just to see here with the new dice.
Hey!
First roll.
These are hot. That was a natural 20.
Spicy. Maybe they're weighted.
I ain't complaining. There are a couple of that look like, depending on what the classification is downriver, there are 2. There is a apartment complex that is actively lived in, and then there is what looks to be, from the documents, an old canning warehouse that is no longer in use.
Is it the same canning warehouse that came up when Harry and Lena were initially looking for the brewery?
Yes.
Interesting. Thank you.
Andrews, you couldn't do me a favor, could you?
What do you need?
It might seem extreme.
Say no more. Is it rimmed in 30-06?
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
Could you get me? Could you get me a? Could you get me a label? 1886.
We got an open check, but I don't know if that. I mean, they might have some north Lord. I'll put it down. I'm not sure on that one.
If they don't have one, just get me a Springfield.
You want a rifle?
Yes, something that I can use should we need to use it.
It actually would not be difficult in the United States because it is a
We know
firearm.
we're judging all of our equipment purchases from Hunt Showdown.
Yeah.
No, it's Mexican army.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. That also explains why there's a lot of them in that specific video game.
That specific area of the United States of America.
Okay. Hard hitting. Roman, do you think we need a slightly bigger arsenal check? Emergencies.
Are we looking to get into a fight or not?
I'm never looking to get into a fight, but
Then why would need a bigger arsenal?
touche.
Listen, this is my personal thing. I want something.
I miss having one. Shotguns are great. Pistols are great. Sometimes you just need something that can tear a man in two at 100 yards.
Yeah, you guys do have a large
You
arsenal.
have a
as
Tommy
it is.
gun.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forget about the Tommy guns. Okay.
You have three.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have one for each person you know. that
Stripping a
shoot.
body every time there's a dead Tommy gun user. You've been stripping it.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
those are expensive.
We have at least 2 Tommy guns with 3 mags each.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. You got more because you got the 2 that were in
We
the
have
bar,
We have 3.
and then you picked up the one.
Yeah,
And I
we
think
have
you
3.
bought one, didn't you?
No, we didn't.
No,
buy
we
one,
bought shotguns
shotguns.
and sidearms.
Bought shotguns, yeah. So yeah, you got one. You have a long gun. If we consider the Tommy guns long guns, you have a long gun for everybody in the party, plus the chef downstairs, if need be.
Yeah, the chef here. Listen, chefy boy.
Need you to
You're
cook up
using
some murder
45.
tonight.
He just
So
starts
we want some
juggling
gourmet.
knives.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
The
like
simple
that
fact is,
scene
if
in
it
Hot
gets to the
Fuzz.
stage when we need guns, we're in trouble.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay.
And I just want to put it out there.
It's almost like I don't want to run combat in the system that much.
No, that's fine. Okay, so I think that's the plan for today. That's at least for today. Once we've got the equipment, is there anyone else that needs any other equipment that they can think of? Because I want to hit menu first, probably, so he's got the most time to try and get it.
Makes sense.
So just we'll just make a shopping list, and then I'm gonna roll on a chart that I made for quality of the item, because you're gonna get things, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get the best things. So
Lena already has all her sort of thieves kit and sneaking suit, and I assume Harry's got the same.
Don't you need some more lockpicks? Wasn't that a
Yes,
thing?
I need. Yes, my lockpick stick. I need.
Use a big size lockpick because the one I had broke.
Yes.
yeah. So
I need more lockpicks. I've still got the sneaky outfit. Anything else I really need?
sneaking outfit comes with like a balaclava, so that's not like a
Yeah.
problem. Yeah. So just gonna be hoodlums with a Molotov cocktail.
Oh yeah,
All of a sudden, I just have flash forwards. Just to, oh
yeah,
god.
you two. I think you two can make. Oh yeah, that's Roman. That's your other job. Make the whatever device you need to set off this place.
Yeah, you could order like components if you want to pick up components that you're gonna need
Some
for
glass
stuff,
bottles, stuff like
that kind of thing.
Baking soda, Mentos.
that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Coca-Cola.
let's go through the items, and I'll just roll on the chart. Let's do that first, just so we can kind of gather that. So, what's the first one? Like, or like if it's a similar item, or it's going to be used for the same thing, or if it's like a bulk item, just tell me that, and I'll roll for one.
Camera equipment. So that's not just the photography, but the development of the film.
Okay.
We're not going to want to go somewhere to get this film developed once we've taken this photo.
So, camera solutions for development, red bulbs, that kind of stuff. Okay, so you can convert the laundry room into a photo development studio kind of thing. Guide on how to develop film, because I don't think any of you know that inherently. So, guide on how to do that.
I don't even know if like Larence has held a camera in his life.
You haven't. Nope. It's cameras are not uncommon,
I
but they're
stand in
still
front of them all the
specialized.
time. How hard can they be?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like it's like today where somebody's like, yeah, I know of a red camera. Like that's not difficult, but you've never held one. You're probably never going to, because it's like
Yeah,
it's
fair.
very expensive. So okay, gonna roll this. Okay. All right. Next thing.
The
Recording,
van for the
recording
equipment,
equipment. Yeah. recording.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to be specific on how you want to employ it, because that'll differentiate what you're gonna get and what you're able to use it for. Because if you're wanting to use it for like, we're gonna put this above or underneath them, then it needs to be
I think we're going
small.
that option.
It needs to be small enough to fit somewhere, which means it'll have a higher DC for a really good one. But if you're just like, we're putting this in a car nearby and we're just turning up that gain a lot and just having it like a little hole in a door. That can be bigger, and the DC is not going to be as high. So basically, it's a trade-off. You'll have
Sneak team.
Yeah.
How close do you want to get?
You'll have better quality with the smaller, more difficult one.
If we can, the thing is figuring out which building. Now I'm inclined to go with the cannery because the apartment complex is occupied. But the cannery's going to be massive.
You've been there though. Give me just a flat mind check. Just flat mind check. 2 people that have been there.
Myself as well?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were part of that too. Give me a flat mind check. We're just gonna see about this.
Oof.
Okay, it was actually fairly close for Harry. So,
Wow.
La Pan, you've been there. It is an empty warehouse kind of building. Canning equipment has mostly been gone. There's a couple of conveyor belts here and there that were like bolted into the ground that weren't worth like cutting out, kind of situation. If you were going to have a meeting in there, they would know that big open main room would echo forever. It would be very hard.
Really hard to be secret, to be
secret.
quiet.
The manager's office that has windows looking out to the main floor would probably be better. It's small enough that it wouldn't echo as much and you'd have maybe a secret conversation, but it's big enough that if maybe 2 parties didn't want to get right next to each other, they'd have room. That seems like a valid area that they probably would have a meeting in, unless they're going to retrofit the warehouse, or it's majorly changed since then. So that's
in that case the better audio, because we can go and do a recce and place to put it.
All right, good roll. Okay. Next.
Vehicles. A getaway vehicle, because we're going to be in, at least for spy team, they need one. We don't have a car anymore at the moment.
Nondescript vehicle or vehicles?
Yeah, we couldn't use that car anyway. Everyone knows it.
Yeah. We need cars. 2.
Okay. 2 vehicles. Nondescript vehicles.
Roman, are you going to steal a boat, or do you want me to try and get a boat?
Okay.
Probably best to acquire a boat.
That didn't answer my question.
No. You buy a boat or you acquire a boat.
Right.
You never steal a boat.
It can only go so many places. They can always come and get it.
And if you steal, then you're talking piracy.
You
Not
And that holds a whole different level of wrongness.
It'd be a river pirate.
Yeah. There is actually a shanty about that, funnily enough.
No, isn't that a thing as well in the Midwest, specifically on the Great Lakes? They had to enact piracy laws on the Great Lakes.
On the Great Lakes, yeah, not in the Mississippi. You could just shoot the person on the lake, on the river. They can't go anywhere. It's like,
What the fuck are you doing?
go that way or this way. Okay, so the question is, does Roman want Mayhew to get a boat that's pre-prepped, or do you want to try and acquire it in situ? Like, do you want to get it?
If you could acquire a boat that would be suitable, that would be fine.
I'll roll for it then. Okay. Anything else? Guns.
Rifle?
Ammunition.
My
Oh yeah,
gun.
the
That was it,
label,
really.
the label.
Got it. Okay.
And obviously ammo for
then-
that, but I assume that was included.
That was coming with it, yeah.
And then
Miscellaneous. We can do miscellaneous. The lock picks. The, anything small that would be worth like a little bit. So like lock picks, If you needed like anything that's like a minor purchase, I'm not even gonna roll for because that stuff you can get anywhere. It's not like hard to acquire. So if you need it, you can get it.
Just Jack.
You know, Jack needs to shut up and sit down and not do anything.
Well, yeah, basically.
Your bottle of good scotch is a little low.
Yeah, you need another bottle of scotch.
Another bottle.
The old lady did just take a whole glass and just drank it all.
Wait. Real question. Can Lena get a bottle of wine?
Yeah, it depends.
It's been a while since she's had some nice wine.
We actually would
Expensive
have
or
that
not?
here.
Yeah, but are you wanting a special? Are you wanting a special type or a very expensive type? Because that we might have to roll for. Because that wouldn't be a minor purchase. That'd be like a moderate purchase. That'd be harder to get. Like just red. So how many kinds
The
of wine
more
are
it looks
there?
like blood, the better.
Roman, we're not buying this bottle for you.
All right, that's the request. I need a red wine. That's what you. That's what it's.
Preferably French. Preferably not French.
A French red. A French red. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna.
But yeah,
roll
I need
'cause it is
more
alcohol.
VAT 69 is what I need.
VAT 69. Okay, Lewis Nixon.
It's a blended Scotch made in America. Like it's the only one that I know.
VAT 69 is an American brand.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure. Well, it's no, the company's now owned by America, but they make it in Scotland because it's Scotch.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be bourbon, wouldn't it, if it was made in America?
Depends.
Or no. Yeah, it had
corn.
some.
Depends what it's made of rather than where it is.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
true.
There's also rye, which is obviously rye wheat.
Rye whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, we got that. Is there anything else? Because basically, what this will all come tomorrow. Like, you send the list out. It'll all come tomorrow. Is there anything you want to do today? Because it's noon today on the 17th. You've got.
Yeah, I'm putting this order in.
hours.
I'm going down to the government offices. I'm going to the municipal, like, what's it called? The city planning department, and I'm getting documents. You know, I'm getting sewer map and like the sewer manhole covers and entrances of those streets nearby the both locations, and just
Okay. Just give me a body presence roll.
Could I assist with that? Because I assume.
Can I weigh my will? Because
No, this is about how conspicuous you are. Trying to gather very specific sewer maps for locations. And if
Could
that
I
tips anybody
assist him?
off,
Because I am with him at this point. I assume
Yeah,
I.
he-
Because
yeah.
earlier,
if anything, you would make it worse.
Well, in that case,
'Cause
then
you're-
yeah, probably not going to bring the body down.
Basically, this is saying, is he
Fuck.
very noticeable to people if they're looking or if it comes up?
fuck, that's
Oh, crit
a
fail.
crit
Nice.
fail.
Ooh, that's a crit fail.
Fuck.
You can use your personality here because you didn't use it earlier.
Good. I would say, since you were spending time, you could use diplomacy.
Yeah.
You could use your personality and diplomacy to try and get 2 successes out of this.
Yeah.
Because the way you worded this, and this is how we're going forward with it, is you wanted specific sewer maps of the regions that I was going in. So I'm just pointing that out. So
Yeah.
that's what you're doing.
Yeah. Yep. See, that's why I oh no, because I can do diplomacy on a presence roll. Yeah, I'll do diplomacy because I don't want to crit fail, but I bet this will be a 1 now.
Let's see.
Oh, it's a success. That's a success.
That's
You sure you don't want to lever your personality here, man? This
You
is
can
a
make
big-
that choice
yeah,
now.
yeah, I will because I didn't use it earlier and I'm not going to use it again today. So I'm
Okay,
using
go
my
ahead.
ambition to get this done. That's a
Oh,
12 on a
nice.
D12.
Nice.
That went from
From the
spicy to
ashes,
save
Midge
it.
brings it back.
Yeah, that went from spicy to clutch.
Crawled back from the dead on that one.
Sometimes you just gotta expend your resources, man. Just gotta be how it is.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's yeah, don't worry about that.
That's one of those things. As Jack goes up with the list of all the things he needs, and the person, like the guy behind the desk, is like, and then Jack starts talking because he goes, okay.
Just start distracting. Yeah, and the check I checked against you rolled 2 ones on d10s.
Nice.
How's it going for us tonight, Roach? How's it going for us tonight?
Incompetence on both levels there.
Nice.
I need these documents.
You don't need to check.
Okay.
yeah, you don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to check. The person that was that was checking just like got totally distracted and didn't even pay attention to you. This isn't hard to find, by the way, because this is basic government like records and stuff. It's not like you asked that. Oh, okay, why not? Like it's not one of those things that people care about.
Yeah.
It's weird that you're looking for it, but it's not.
Do we have to sign out the document?
No. What happens is you
because I was gonna sign as the other Alderman Tiger.
It would be good. It would be good, but you don't have to sign it out. You can't take them out, though. That's the thing. You have to be. It's something you have to look at there, or you have to specifically request like copies, and that would increase the DC of those checks, and I would tell you you're failing at that point if you're doing this. You're not noticed right now because you're just a person in government looking at records. That's not
sure. Okay,
So if you're going to try and memorize this, then I need you to make a mind observation check. The DC is 2 on this, so you need. Can I
weigh
2.
academics instead of observation?
I will allow it. That makes sense. I will allow that.
Okay, because that's the difference between a D4 and a D6 for me. 3 and a 6.
There you go. You met barely. So, what you find is that one cannery plant has access to the sewer. Problem: it doesn't have a man accessible or beast accessible sewer entrance or exit. It is drainage. So they're like 3-inch pipes that drain down into a major like sewer pipe that is beast accessible. You can actually get in there. The area near where the boat is a bit better. It was meant to be an adaptable area. Like when it was put down, it didn't have a specific like this is meant for storage. This could be where we're gonna put a whole. And this is development. We're gonna develop this at some point. That's why they put it in there. So there are a couple of pipes that are like.
Roach, you're breaking up right now.
Is it gone for me?
Yeah, it's gone for me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on a moment. Yeah, you might. Yeah, I think you're back now.
Damn you, Starlink! Damn you!
You're back.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Starlink. Remember, I'm on a wireless connection still, because I don't have my mount because they sent the Starlink a month and a half before the mount.
Yeah.
So I have the wireless adapter behind me, but I can't put it on. So.
Damn it.
There are multiple pipes nearby the boat that are big enough for an individual to walk through. But none of them lead directly to the boat. Obviously, the outlets are away. Yeah. But you do notice one thing. There is a large sewer grate that could or could not be within the fence perimeter as Harry described it.
Interesting. I definitely make a note of that. But in terms of the both locations, I also memorize manhole covers and street names nearby. So if they need to run around the corner and find one, just as
I'll allow that.
Yeah, it's just as a. That was actually the main thing I was looking for. It's just I'm looking for escape paths out of sight in the area, so they don't have to kick down someone's door or whatever. Cool. Done. And I thank the attendant and I leave, and
they pay no attention to you.
Yeah, shopping list is delivered. As soon as I get out, I whisper to Larence to all of the information I just said, so he helps me remember it.
Okay.
One of those things. I detail it right away.
Try to form some sort of automatopoeia.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just that sort of verbal thing. And then I'm going to... Maybe I'll go make introductions with a journalist.
Well, you have a list of individuals that you've done interviews with before when you got the Alderman position. You've got cards.
I met all the ones that I met at the
so
airport as well.
Are you looking for like a specific like mindset or demeanor or like what they cover or kind of
Well, probably one of the ones that was like sort of
maybe one that doesn't
put off by the whole thing that you outed Meldoon in front of everyone, and then he was like,
Or you could also try and you could try and see if you know any that, depending on how you want to play this, ones that are very much in favor of the mayor or maybe against the mayor, depending on if you want to go either side. If you don't want,
really,
because if you hit the ones that don't like the mayor, then it could be written off as a hit piece. But if it's the one you really like, you do risk that it's not as impactful. So it's kind of one of those, or they don't run it. So it's kind of like, it depends more. It's going to be more on the validity of the evidence, or it's going to be how scintillating your story is at that point.
Which one is the most... for one, would I know which one's the most red of the city? Like, which is the most, like, what's like the New York Times of Tricogha?
There are two major papers that claim to be the most popular, but obviously there's no public numbers on either of them, because that's, they do that and they lose the ability of claiming that it's hard numbers. There is the Tricogha Herald, and then there is the Fairmount Dispatch.
Rid of the Herald.
The Herald? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are you specifically just like calling to maybe, can we maybe do an interview? I've got some stuff I want to talk about.
I'm going in person. I'm not calling.
Okay.
I'm going in person. And I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to try and leverage both interview and also hint at an upcoming scoop.
Okay.
Not necessarily what about, just to offer them a scoop that might change the political landscape of the entire city. And they want to be on the ground floor of it.
Dice aren't rolling hot anymore. That's 2 1s on a 4 and a 6. It's 2 natural 1s on a D4 and a D6. So, yeah, you have no trouble getting some interest from the
famous
Herald.
politician walks into the Herald's offices and looking to give them a scoop. I think they'll be fine.
Not necessarily famous, but you are tied to
that is my background type. I am famous.
Well, yeah, but the more reason that they're interested is the fact that you are tied to a very major incident that recently occurred that has a lot of people talking. Was a big attack and gang violence at a high-class gambling boat, and you were there, and you're a confirmed casualty.
Yeah.
You were injured.
I was running for my life.
Yeah, so there's that. You've done interviews. You did interviews for the Herald. You put a statement out. So they're more than happy to like it's not even like, oh, hello, Mr. Andrews. More like, would you like some water? It's like you have it's like you're buying a car and you have a good credit score. Yeah. It's like weight on your hand and foot.
So meeting with the editor. I was gonna say I'm happy to do bribery if needs be, but it doesn't sound like I need to.
Well, it sounds like if there's any dice rolling, they've got a good opinion of you, and I think that's a thing, isn't it?
It is. They have a very positive opinion, which means the DCs for any of their checks is going to be less. And I think you also get an extra die. You get like a D8 that you can roll with them.
Oh, wow.
Any checks that have to deal with that. So
I want to make sure I talk to the editor because I want to make sure whatever I say
you
gets
have no
ranked.
trouble. You
Yeah.
have no trouble getting into his office. He's a very stereotypical editor. Yeah, but give me pictures of Spider-Man because I don't want to make another character right now. So
I'm not here about the weird spider story. I like the idea of Spider-Man is actually it's like a folk tale.
I have a phobia of spiders, but I don't like that.
Look, you can
Pretty
go.
sure that
You
was a
can go
thing in
send.
the,
You can go send your photographer Peter Porker.
Peter Parker. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm not gonna say what that could mean. But anyway,
But no, that's an actual Into the Spider-Verse character. That's
I know
it is.
I know.
Okay, cool. Not Peter Porker. Anyway, yeah.
Spider Pig.
But I want to say, look, what's the editor's name of the Herald?
What is that Spider-Man's character's name?
James Jonah Jameson. J. Jonah
Yes.
Jameson.
Yeah.
J. Jonah Jackrabbit.
John Jacob Jackrabbit.
With the same haircut.
Yeah. So John Jacob Jackrabbit.
Yeah.
Gone. I'm gonna be real here. I need to make sure this gets run. There's gonna be a shift in the political landscape, and I want to make sure I'm on top. Look at the city. So, if you need an extra incentive, look no further.
Obviously, we need to see what you have before we can carte blanche print it.
Mhm.
But you have my attention.
Cool. And then with that, I will bid him farewell and get back and let the others do their stuff.
All right. Anybody else need to do anything during the day?
Larence, when he gets back from the little trip out to the office with Andrews, is actually Rival. Stop doing that. Thank you. He's going to go to his room, which is very uncharacteristic of his. But after a few minutes, he comes back out, closes the door behind him, and heads upstairs to where I assume everybody else is in the La Pan office.
La Plan room.
The little plan room. Once in there, I don't know if anyone else is in there, but he's going to sit down on the ground, I assume, because every other surface is covered in pieces of paper, essentially, as I'd imagine.
Like a day couch there, you know.
Jack is practicing his putting technique in his office right now.
He's got a cup and just yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah. Hey, Lena, can we talk for a second?
Of course. What's wrong?
Listen, I've not done this. And he does this, like, thing for a very long time. And the last time I did it, things didn't go very well. Now, you're not that person. You're smart, you're strong. You could definitely kick my ass if you wanted to. And I appreciate you don't for my fragile ego. But I also know that I can't stop you from doing what you want to do. Because, of course, doing that would be a disservice to you. I also know you don't like guns. So... And he pulls out a leatherette sheath. And in it he pulls out a cruciform bayonet. Or a knife. This... I've kept for... God, it's 27... 11 years? Maybe a little longer. served me well, and it protected me. And when I can't do that for you, I hope it'll do it for you too.
She takes it, looks at it. I hope I never get into the position where I need to use this.
Well, Sherry, me too.
I've got to go and have a look at the warehouse tonight with Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Do something tomorrow.
Of course.
Maybe go dancing?
I'm not a great dancer, but
Don't
Sure.
have to be. The Americans do one thing well. They can't do food, clearly can't do alcohol, but they can do music.
you've got me on that one.
Do dances too. Charleston.
Yeah, supposed to, yeah. God, do you mind? We're trying to... So yeah, dance sounds fun. That'd be nice.
Good. Now's not the time, but I need to talk to you about something.
Oh. Okay. You know where I am.
You
need any help?
She
with
gives
this?
him a kiss.
Oh.
Oh. Just want to point out that's a 26-inch bayonet you've given her.
I wasn't gonna say anything until after this, but yeah, that's
a sword at this point.
It's a sword for La Pan.
It's a 67 centimeter epi bayonet. Like the blade is 51 centimeters.
You know what they say, right? Knife never loses reception. Good old.
True. And to be fair, she could probably mount it as a sword.
Probably could, yeah.
It's definitely like it. Like if Arya's like it's Arya Stark's needle at the like when she got her growth spurt
yeah.
in the later seasons, where it makes no sense as she's using a sword that short, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's like
It didn't
that.
look nearly as big in the pictures I found of them, to be honest. But maybe that's just me.
They're massive. It's meant with the label to be like a spear.
Yeah, because it's
when
like for cavalry charging. So yeah. Anyway.
So we got that. Harry, did you want to do anything with the rest of the day before the recce?
I can't think of anything particularly useful right now for the mission, so...
Doesn't have to be related to the mission. You want to do anything else?
Well, I guess he was meant to go out on a day in the town, wasn't he? But we started in the morning, so he'd do that now.
Poster width is 60 centimeters, so I just had to check it because that's exactly the size. This thing is that big.
Well, you know what? When in doubt, right?
There are a lot of states in the U.S. you can't legally carry that because that would be considered a short sword.
The same
It's
length as my
1920s.
gladius. I'm gonna put that way.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
yeah. So I was about to say Stenya. So Harry, if you're going out in the town, is there anything you wanted to pick up for yourself? Like if you're going out of the town, you have money, so you never had this much money before. What's Harry buying? What's Harry getting for himself? He now has
Nice new threads.
new clothes.
New clothes.
On top of the new clothes you already got. Remember, you got yourself like a nice
Yeah, but now he can get a whole wardrobe.
A nice sky blue suit because
yeah, it was like a
Larence
pastel
talked about the
like,
pink.
sky blue suit. Yeah, clashes well with the red fur. Yeah, you could just pick up yourself like you got yourself a nice fitted suit as you were able to pick up a nice hat, like an actual like in style like wider brim kind of fedora. That's nice. And if you want, even like a walking cane. Because I'm assuming Harry has the stylings of like his home country a bit more, like, and that was still in style there.
Can he go full tweed?
That's
I
actually
want to point out tweed, right? It's only tweed if it's made with deer urine.
unless
The American faux tweed. How about that? If we can get the American faux
it's only tweed if it's made with deer urine.
That is actually true.
We're also in the political period where in the UK, the tweed suits are a symbol of the Labour Party.
Yeah. But actually, you probably wouldn't, because tweed is very not popular in the U.S. because it is mostly a country where it gets very humid and very hot most of the year. So
Yeah.
it's more cotton, lightweight, that kind of stuff for the most part. You might get wool.
That's
for a nice
why
more
it
breathable.
smell
A little
like a
bit more
toilet
breathable.
whenever it gets wet.
Yep. So, I'm glad you can get non-urine tweed nowadays. That's good. So
Hope so. Jesus Christ.
yeah, just put down moderate purchase. You spent, some money today. It felt good. You didn't have to ask anybody for anything. You just got it yourself. I'd say you even spent a decent penny at like a nice restaurant by yourself. Just went out and actually had like a good meal out in town. So yeah, and Roman, do you have anything you wanted to do for the rest of the day?
Yeah. Find some help.
Find some help. So you're trying to hire people.
One of those things where you go down to the kind of the dock area where you can find people and put the word out through a street rat that you're looking for some good men.
For some good men. Okay.
For a few good men.
Okay. Few good men and we'll be to Berlin in Christmas.
Looking for a few good men. Pig named Kevin Bacon, turns out.
Oh my
I
god.
said a few good men. I didn't say I wanted breakfast.
So
You can have both, though, Raoul.
you're gonna need to go ahead and make some checks for that. So let me get a list of skills here. We've only been playing this game for 6 months, so of course I don't have them all memorized yet. It's probably going to be, depending on how you're going about this. You're trying word of mouth, right? You're trying word of mouth, force personality to try and get some word out, or are you trying to, are you doing it and say like, oh, Roman needs some people for a job, or is it more like, we're paying this, we need some people that can keep quiet kind of thing? Because they're going to be different checks. So which one?
Whatever uses mind observation.
None of them do. Neither of them.
What you mean? I don't get to like look at these guys and go, yes, no, yes.
You got to get
possible.
them first. You got to get it. They're not. It's not like going to a hardware store looking for just like somebody to work for the day. It's like
I'm giving a kid 50 cents to go and run around and make known that there's a guy down that end of the street who's looking for some people who can do a job and keep their mouths shut for a decent pay cut.
Okay, make a body presence roll. You hand 50 cents to the street urchin.
Yeah.
And you go to the end of the road and you wait.
And I wait and no one comes because the kids run off with the money.
You believe after an hour and a half that the child absconded with the money you paid him and did not give any information at all. He left. He immediately ran because he did not fear you with that check. He did not fear the repercussions.
Don't you have a thing about being like streetwise?
This isn't like that though. The way he said that is he's trying to send feelers out,
Fair enough.
kind of thing.
There you go. I did it again to a different kid.
Okay. So you need a little bit. You could do another one. Okay. You don't. Do you? And what do you tell the kid? Just Roman's looking for work.
Not Roman.
Oh no. Who then? What are you saying?
That guy there is looking for, or that guy at the end of the street is looking for a couple of good guys who don't mind getting their hands dirty and are willing to keep their mouth shut for good pay.
All right.
Roach using his new dice.
I am. I do realize I need to have a backlight because these are hard. The D4s and the D6s are a little hard to read. Because contrast between copper and black isn't that much. It's actually.
No, surprisingly.
Should you just get a little light? Can you get like a little LED light that you can like clip to your dice tray itself?
I could, but that would ruin the aesthetic of the dice of the walnut dice tray with green felt. That would.
Roach, damn it!
Oh boy!
RGB it.
Roach beat the shit out of that.
I've already done it. It's my room.
No, the dice tray. RGB the dice tray. Put a smoke machine in it.
Would ruin the aesthetic.
Give it an undercarriage light.
Oh, look at that! Look at that locking mechanism. That's totally medieval. So, you go ahead and tell him that, and you wait for a while. Not even gonna make you roll for it because you have 2d6 and a d8 in observation alone. So the chances of you failing a check, a 1dc, is going to be almost impossible. So people seem to have heard this come around, and you can tell before they get to you, they don't bite. Like, they see you, they weigh the information they got, they decide, no, and then they go. And it's like, it's subtle, but Roman's a very observant individual. It's like, and you notice this probably about 4 times. Four individuals do it. That's what the kid was able to get. They got that far. 4 individuals do it. They all look to be, late 20s, mid 30s kind of range. They're, kind of built. They look like some of them are dock workers. A few others not out down on their luck, but well enough off that maybe this is something for them. But it doesn't look like the optics and what was promised or what was talked about was something's up. Something's up. They don't bite. They don't bite on it. It's one of those things. Why they don't, you're not sure. Could be a lot of different factors as you wait. And about maybe plus that half hour that you spent just waiting after the first kid stole your money. Probably about like 2 hours down here, just kind of hanging out, leaning against the wall, seeing these individuals do that. So it's kind of a trickle, and none of them really take it.
Can I do a mind observation check of the local area?
Local area? What do you want to know?
Am I being observed?
You're being observed. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, jeez. Wow. I am blind. For those watching or listening to the podcast that don't exist, that was a 2, a 1, a 1, and a 3.
A 3, which means you only got
missed all of them.
No,
Streetwise?
Yeah, streetwise.
yeah, you could weigh that. A 3, I think, is a success. It's means.
Tie.
The tie.
For
versus.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Brain is gone.
Yay!
Do we need to
Hey.
like put a T-shirt in the merch store that just says "What podcast"?
Yeah, you do.
What podcast?
No, we have a podcast? Question mark.
What podcast? And it's just you just putting a knife to like a podcast.
My God, I
Nope,
think that would be
nope.
too much.
It just needs to be a depressed Midge over his keyboard, just like this.
Yeah, what podcast?
What podcast? So, yeah, Roman doesn't notice anything. You like you're looking around, but it's a very active dock. Like there's a lot of people around. This is, you're getting into May. There are things being offloaded from downriver to be put onto trains to go to other places. It's like a shipping hub. So there's a lot going on. So it's hard to clock.
Are the Turners active down here?
If you're at the docks, that means you're along the river. In which case, they wouldn't have been. The blue boys who were very active here have been decimated with the recent war. So
Right.
maybe?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to, without any kind of quickness or anything, vacate the area.
Put your weight back on your feet and start walking at a steady, normal pace with the crowd kind of thing. Yeah. You do so. Nobody seems to pay much mind other than, people like walking the opposite way, get out of your way, that kind of thing. But yeah, you exit the dock district. And you don't notice anybody following you.
Well, even though I'm going to be doing my normal down alleys, the back,
Yeah, standard. I'm assuming it always takes
looking
you
in the shop window, checking
triple the amount of
reflection.
time it would normally take for you to get anywhere on foot.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, take that time, triple it, and that's how long it takes Roman to go anywhere. But yeah, you don't notice anybody sticking with you or anything like that. So, anything else you want to do today, or is that it?
Is there anywhere else I could pick people up from?
Larence did mention the veterans. They might have been around somewhere far north.
Yeah, there's a couple like old Irish pubs that have like veterans, but they're depends on what you're looking for specifically, because the Turners are very popular when it comes to those pubs. So that's where Larence originally did some bouncing.
That's where I got recruited from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, you could, but it would be conspicuous as hell. You might find somebody, but it's one of those things. You'd be showing up in enemy territory in a way, or at least,
Unallied territory.
Yeah, it would be difficult. Let's just say that, it would be difficult to do. There's not a lot of places like where adventurers are like kind of a thing. Yeah, you gotta really know people. There's like networks that kind of go through, that's where like La Pan knows some fences, and that's how Harry kind of has a passing knowledge of La Pan. It's kind of like somebody that knows somebody through a channel of this somebody, and it kind of like leads out through that way.
Where's the Blue Boys' old headquarters?
I don't know. Give me just a D20. I'm not sure Roman would know that specifically.
Why wouldn't he?
You haven't, you said that you've been bodyguarding
Yeah.
him
And
for a long time.
he works for the wheelwrights.
For the wheelwrights, but you technically you haven't done jobs for the wheelwrights. You've done bodyguarding for your boss.
And as a bodyguard, given the fact of my professionality, considering what I have been doing all the way through this gameplay, I would know where all of potential threats would be from, and the Blue Boys are a younger, more brash group, therefore would be a potential threat.
true. It doesn't necessarily, you hold on. You know locations.
That's all I need.
You don't know a headquarters or anything like that. You know where, this is where they say this is where people say they've got, like, if you need to get something, like you need to get some booze here, you can get that, or you need a hit or something like that. You do that kind of thing. Generally those. You don't know if they're still active. You don't know what's going on with them or anything like that. That's very,
That's all I
fog of
need.
war. Okay.
I'm going to start hitting those places.
Okay. Give me just 3d20s. These are all luck checks. We're just going to check. 15, 9, 12.
15, 12, 9.
Okay. 2 of them are empty. They're like it looks like one of them was like an old, maybe like bed and breakfast kind of thing, that's empty. Another one looks to have been maybe a little knick-knack shop, windows caved in, empty. It's got like some boarded up or doors, that kind of thing. It's been just left. It's in the seedier part of town. One, though, does seem to be active, but it doesn't seem to be... You can't definitive if it's still Blue Boy controlled or not. It's active. You see people going in and out. It's an active business kind of thing. But you can't clock like who's in there because it doesn't have like a big bay window or anything like that. It is a kind of corner shop. It looks to be like a pharmacist, but it's like off the beaten path a little bit.
Gonna go knock on the door.
Okay, well, it's open to the public. It's just not. It doesn't have like a big like welcome, like window or anything like that. But you can open the door, go in. It's a little corner pharmacist shop. There's a couple of aisles here and there. It's pharmacist in this day and age it means a different thing than modern pharmacists. But kind of like more of a general store kind of thing. A couple of people in here look to just be normal, like some older men and an older lady kind of like picking up their stuff here instead of going to like a market. I think that is what I used to do, kind of keeping this alive.
I cycle 15 miles uphill every day for a loaf of bread and 15 miles uphill on the way back as well. Everything was twice as hard when I was your age.
You had loaf for bread, we had bag of gravel.
With mud for butter.
Oh, mud for butter would be a luxury where we were from.
So
I want out of this conversation.
I am going basically just kind of walk in up to the main desk.
You see like a late teens kid, just this some sort of bear, just behind the counter, is looking. It's like maybe late shift for him, so he's kind of like at that point where he's a little checked out kind of thing. You need something from behind the counter?
Go back there and tell him Jack Rowan's here to see them. Don't question, kid. Just do it.
Okay. Walks back.
Sorry, Roach.
He's getting to use his shiny new dice. He's not.
I'm going to use my shiny new dice. I have figured out, though, that the D8 and the D4 are bad. They've rolled nothing above a 2.
So they need to get into the dice pond.
They need, I need to roll them out. I need to roll out the ones. That's what I need to.
You just gotta
They haven't been sitting. They haven't been sitting on their high numbers, so the weight hasn't settled yet.
Right,
That's
Roach, just rename them Mid.
Rename them mid-religion check dice.
I don't name my dice because they need to know that they're expendable.
Equally, they're all equally expendable.
Equally expendable. So that was a 1 and a 2.
Fuck.
There was a 1 on an 8 on a D8. That's good for you, I suppose, because if they succeeded on this, there would be a lot different outcome. It would eat up the rest of this game session. So what you hear is like a muffled what? What did you say? What? And then,
fuck.
Clomping feet, a door swing open that not like you've opened it and you're like making sure you don't hit anything on the other side, like slam open, breaks a window, and then silence.
Kid.
Nobody comes back out.
Kid. Did they just run?
You don't hear anybody back there.
Did they both just run?
You're too scary. You're too scary, buddy.
Start walking through the back.
Yeah, the old people in here just like.
Folks, shop's closed. Could one of you do the Turneth sign thing so it says closed when you way out? Thanks. And don't take anything. I'm watching all of you.
Just like this whole shaky mouse woman just like holding a small bundle of of cheese. All right, just start putting it down.
Because cheese is medical in this universe for them.
That's true. You go back, and what you see is it's a standard back room kind of area, but in a corner there looks to be like an extra safe. There's a safe right behind the counter in the front that you saw, and then there seems to be a second safe in the back, wide open now, completely empty, and what you do notice is that kind of almost in a what would you call it? I'm blanking on the word. I don't remember. You see like a torn up reddish tinted blue sash that is hung up in one corner. That's just there. It's like a God damn it, what is it called? I am totally blanking on the word.
You're hardly thinking of like a flag or something, are you?
Not a flag or something like that. Like it's a morbid trophy to display to ward off the individuals
like
that are associated with it. Kind of like a totem, yeah. There's a word for it. I'm totally blanking on it. It's and it's making me now it's making me really self-conscious. I can't remember. I know it's in the forest. That's what they call them. Like when you put down like those big. It's not edifications or anything.
Effigy.
Effigy. God, there it is. Like an effigy.
Thank you, chat.
Yes. Thank you, chat.
Thanks, Anto.
Yes, that helped a lot because I'm dumb. Almost like an effigy. If you had to guess, you would assume this was one of the few Blue Boys locations that was still being operated, but not by the Blue Boys. It had been taken over by the Turners, and you may have, you as a group may have vastly overestimated how many Blue Boys are left in the city.
Ooh.
But obviously, Jack Roman's name has some kind of.
You killed like 10 people at that shootout. Like, not you specifically, but you were a big part of that. Like, there's
like,
a lot of dead
and
people.
also the leader, leader assassin guy.
Get out.
Like, I'm guessing Maldoon has gone, you see Roman, he's mine, kind of thing. So.
Oh yeah, also the lead security person for the Turners is also like knows you very closely and probably would say like, yeah, no, he's dangerous. Just like you've been saying nonstop. Yeah, he could kill you. Literally just a dark mirror of both of yourselves, just like either side.
Okay, what was the other gang?
The Donaldsons in the 9th Street.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, you do know this. The Donaldsons do not really operate in the city.
Mm-hmm.
They're a rural gang that have inroads into the city for distribution's sake, but they don't actually operate here. They're kind of like the president in the city is middleman, essentially at that point. And then the other one, which I just blanked on.
The 9th Street.
9th Street. 9th Street are... Blue Boys were just sloppy. 9th Street aren't, but they are also a family racket. So it's a very insular. You don't become a member of the 9th Street. You're born into the 9th Street. It's kind of one of those things. So
you gotta
Roman
live
would
on
know.
9th Street.
You gotta live on 9th Street. You gotta be born there to get it. Roman would know. Donaldsons probably don't care. Whoever's in the city, eventually they're gonna need them to get something. So the Donaldsons are, you deal with this, which is why they haven't been a part of most of this so far. And the 9th Street do a lot of other things than alcohol, but they also probably wouldn't work with anybody. Like they're painfully insular as a gang. They don't like if they'll deal with it. If they got something they're gonna deal with. If you wanted to like, I'm assuming you want somebody to help you, or you want some extra muscle. In that specific case, they probably wouldn't work with you. But if you were to like drop a hint about something, they might do something. If you like say, hey, there's a good target here if you want to hit them, I think. So it's up to you how you want to run it, but you doubt. I'm just telling you flat out. Yeah, they get an extra 2d
here.
Yeah, no. I'm saying they get an extra 2d8 against their checks because they just have bad relations with everybody, so they get the extra 2d8 on stuff. So
I'm going to 9th Street.
Going to 9th Street. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we can work through that. 9th Street is. It's funnily enough, it's not like a shithole. It's pretty.
Normally isn't when you get something like that.
Yeah, no, they keep it in order. And there's a good border between like the slum kind of area and where they handle business. And it's pretty hard.
There's a town in Cyprus that's right on the border between the Turkish half and the Cypriot half. And there's like a line in the mid to go straight through the center of the town. And on the Turkish half, it looks absolutely wrecked. And on the Cypriot half, it looks absolutely pristine. I'm imagining it's that kind of...
It's kind of, yeah, a little bit. Streets are a little cleaner. Buildings are kept a little nicer. That kind of thing. You are watched immediately. You walk in, and 9th Street is one of those streets that goes through a large section of the city. It's one of those, it's a cross street, so it just kind of goes for a while, and they have presence in most of that. It's why they're a big gang kind of thing. So you enter into the 9th Street, and you notice there's a couple of people on a corner nearby that have the looks of members, and you're like, one of them like gets up from his chair and then walks away, while the other one stays there and is watching you as if they're going to tell others about
the one who's staying, I'm going to go over and talk to him.
Okay. What do you say?
So you know who I am, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm supposing your friends just gonna tell someone that Jack Roman's in the neighborhood.
Maybe. I'm not him.
Good, because got some information for the 9th Street. So, mind if I wait with you?
For what? I'm 9th Street.
Not for you, buddy.
Talk to one of us, you talk to all of us.
Oh, wait and hold on for when whoever comes back comes back.
Okay. Well,
Cigarette?
this is... He's smoking a pipe. So, by the way, 9th Street is a multinational gang because it's kind of like an immigrant area, a lot of things. So they don't really have a lot of those lines. They've made their own line. They made their own group kind of thing. So this is going to be an opposed check. And I've told you they got a good check here. they got a good roll. So, this is going to be, I will let what do you want to weigh for this? Because you're negotiating, you're trying to use that information, trying to weigh that and trying to bait them into it. So if you can argue it, I'll let you roll it.
I'm not trying for muscle here.
Okay, you're trying to give them information.
I'm trying to give him information. I don't want to give it to someone on the street. I'd rather give it to someone one step up.
Okay, I will let you use Streetwise for this. Then it's going to be a mind.
Could I also use personality as well?
What's your personality?
Your sense of self is so strong you can succeed what other people would have given up. All player characters
What
start
is your
with this gift.
personality?
What is your personality? Specifically, what's the it's like personality ambitious, personality what is your dash? What's your dash?
Like mine is jaded.
Yeah. So what is the label of your
Dark.
personality? Dark. No. It doesn't really work like that. Yeah. Combat maybe. Okay. I'll let you use Streetwise, mind, and it's a toss up between presence and negotiation. I'm going to say it's presence because negotiation, you haven't actually negotiated anything yet. You're just using your force of will to try and force them into something. So
if he's using his force of will, could you also say will or whatever that one is instead of mind, if that's better for him?
No,
I don't know. I can't.
Mind is better.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
I think mine's better for him. I'm trying to give him everything because
You don't have any other gifts you could use, do you? Anything else you could leverage?
I think all of his things are based around killing people or finding people to kill.
Well, basically, I was meant to be a hitman.
Fair, I suppose.
Yeah.
And Roach made me a bodyguard.
I didn't make you a bodyguard.
You made me a bodyguard on episode 1.
Whatever. I have to make you work in this party, okay? I have to.
You could have made me someone who was being hired by Jack to kill someone.
But Jack didn't have anybody to kill, and he was trying.
Why not? He's a politician.
Good point there.
You gotta
Not a
wait
big
till I get
part.
promoted.
Yeah, he's an unelected alderman. He's not that big yet.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, god damn.
Okay.
What are the
Hey.
rolls? Oh,
I am rolling so bad today.
2, 5, and a 1.
we all are, I think.
So okay, here I'm gonna be open about this. This guy specifically has a D6 and nothing else, but he is a part of the 9th Street, which has negative relations with you.
He gets an extra
Has negative
D8.
relations. He gets an extra D8 on top of that.
Just put it down that I haven't got it, all right?
Well, hey, he could roll double ones. What did you roll? Was it a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a tie because he rolled a 5 and a 2.
Did Roman roll a 3? Because if so,
No.
then Roman wins.
No,
Okay.
it didn't.
Yeah.
Basically, what that means is nothing happens at that point. You're deadlocked in a negotiation sense. So it kind of goes. You're not quiet the whole time, but it's more like because we don't have to role play this failure because that would just stick it into the bone a little bit. Essentially, for like maybe a half hour, he tries to pry some stuff out of you to get a sense of what you. He's trying to gauge if it's worth it. Because essentially you're going up to a guy in the street and says, "I want to talk to Al Capone. I have information," like kind of thing. It's hard. Like it's hard. So you spend maybe a half hour doing that back and forth a little bit, just saying like, "No, I want to talk to somebody bigger. I don't trust you, man on the street," which is valid, but he also doesn't trust you, known hitman and person working for the Turner gang. So it's kind
I am not working for the Turner gang.
Turner, Wheelwright, sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. There's just a lot of forces in this city I have to keep track of. And so you realize probably a half hour later, like, you're probably not going to get anywhere with these people. It was a long shot to begin with. And it's probably not going to work. At least not in the way you wanted to. If you wanted to leave the information with them, with that guy specifically, there's a chance. I'll let that happen, but it's up to you. You know they don't like the Turners.
Know what? No one's coming back, so tell you what. You go report up when your bosses are ready to actually hurt the Turners badly. They can call Jack Roman. But obviously, they're not interested right now. And walk away.
Okay. Walk away. Okay. So.
Dabs on the way out.
Yeah, definitely. To be fair, he rolled like shit too. It's not been a good day for you.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't notice.
those D20s were pretty good. They were.
Yeah,
two of them
they were.
10.
They were. It's the problem is that you guys haven't gotten new information on the gang situation for a while. The Blue Boys don't exist anymore. They got wiped out. The funny thing is, he mirrored your rolls other than the D12. He rolled a 2 on his D8, and he rolled a 5 on his D6.
Oh man, if he rolled a 4 on that D12, damn it.
Or yeah, actually no. If he would have rolled a 3, he would have had.
Won that, yeah.
He would have won that. Yeah, but just how it works.
Damn dice.
Yeah, the 1 just didn't help you there. So you spend the day trying to drum up support for this job, and after checking around things, 1, you learn Blue Boys probably don't exist anymore, or if they do, definitely not definitely not above ground anymore. Probably dead, is what you get. If there's effigies, if there's effigies in former locations that they used to run, and probably Turners there, that doesn't speak well.
We learned something new today.
Learn something new there. Probably also some information's got out about you, or something's happening with like the non-aligned criminal element in the city, and they are not willing to step up right now for some reason that you were unaware of. And that's what you got for the day. Yeah, you probably could visit your diner that you normally would and just get yourself like a sandwich and a coffee. That's from.
Yep. That's where I'm going next.
Some comfort food.
He just wants a bacon sandwich and a coffee.
Yeah, some comfort food and enjoy that, and that brings your spirit back up. I think we went through everybody already what they were going to do for today. So, since I think we're getting close to the end of today's session, if I remember right, because we started late, but we also
19 minutes.
Yeah, 19 minutes. So here's the information about the goods that you wanted procured. Mayhew doesn't arrive in the morning. What arrives in the morning is a large ice truck, which is familiar to Larence, because it's the same company that you used to work for. You don't recognize anybody that's driving it, It may or may not actually be from them, but it's disguised as it. And in the back of the truck, when they pull in, is the items you requested. And then also a map with some papers on it. Specifically, let's go through the items. 1, photography equipment. Average quality. It will work. It will not provide a bonus or a negative to what you want. Recording equipment. Above average.
Hey.
It'll give you a bonus D6 for a check. And by the way, that photography equipment also includes developing the photos. You get no bonuses to that on there. So that's just going to be you trying to suss it out. Yeah, it's got some documentation, but it's written for somebody that kind of knows what they're doing. It's what he could procure. What was the third thing? Let me get my notes. Number 3. What are my notes? Come on. Notebook. Yeah, the vehicles, right? So I've lost the page in my notebook that I can read.
There was a boat and some sort of
2 cars.
Boat,
and
2
gun.
cars, a gun. Got it. Gun. Lockpicks, but that was a mundane. That was like a common item. You've got that. You've got another set of. You got a full set of lockpicks. Gun. You are provided with a label. A label that is stamped with the eagle of the Mexican army.
I was kind of hoping you'd say it's actually stamped with a Satis like armory thing on it. I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. But no, okay.
No, it's stamped with the Mexican eagle. It was either that or a Spanish one, because it was the only ones that you would get in North America. Yeah. It's either that or one that the Americans got while they were overseas, because Americans were issued them. Yeah. So, you got one of those. With ammunition, you got 2 reloads for it. It looks to be in common condition. It's just a gun.
All right. He will take good care of it though, because he's like, oh, I haven't had one of these in a long time. I missed it.
Yeah. It's a fucking long ass gun.
That's a big boy.
It's a fucking long ass gun with the weird fact that the main body is full metal and it's still got a wooden like stock and handgun and everything. Because French gun.
But it does do the work. It does do the work.
Yeah, it's chambered in a very rare cartridge, though. 9mm label. 8mm label. It's 8mm label is hard to get in the US.
Yeah.
So you got that. Cars. You're provided with a map of a location of 2 vehicles and a boat. If you go and check them, because I'm assuming that's what you're going to be doing, is trying to gather everything together for every day so you can check. You had you had 1 below average vehicle, 1 above average vehicle. The below average vehicle.
Average. I think the boat should be above average, right?
Well, no, the boat's a separate thing. Boat's just a common boat.
Right.
It is a paddle, like boat. It's meant to like it's a self-paddling kind of little dinghy that you've got.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's like one of those swans. Like
no. Yeah, Mayhew lifted that out of a park pond and put that in the Mississippi River. There you go.
I wouldn't put it past him.
He's a wheeler and dealer. The above average car it's not like a better car. It's just one that's more well cared for. It's a common vehicle. It's nondescript. It has a valid registration and license plate. So that's good. The other one, less so. Not well cared for. You cannot neither confirm nor deny the fact that it has a valid registration or license plate on it. It looks to, given the fact that it has a couple of patches on the back from what look to be bullet holes through the cloth like top cover, this may have been used for some sort of criminal activity within, like, at some point, but it runs. So you've got those 2 vehicles, you've got the boat.
Do we have a jerry can or 2?
No, they weren't invented until the 1940s.
You've got the soft walled like gas cans that like the British had, which are like
tinnies.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna fill like 2 of those up and use those for our Molotovs.
Hilariously, jerry cans got their name from World War II Germans when we stole them from the, because there was the
Jerry comes.
It's the, what's it called, the Wehrmacht Mackenstiel one, whatever it was. It's essentially the Mark 1 fuel canister, whatever it was.
Yep.
And then we stole them and called them jerry cans.
And they exist today and continue to exist.
They're actually really good, though, is the thing.
You've got all that. You've got you've got some things above average, some things below average. Thankfully, all the things that are directly related to gathering information are average or above. It's only the getaway vehicle that's below average. And by that, it means any checks that are made against that vehicle get a bonus D6 automatically.
Oh God.
So that's how that works.
How are we going to distribute these then? Who gets the shit car? I guess boat team in case they don't actually need it.
Are you raising your finger to be called upon, Fred? I cannot.
Yes, I was waiting for a gap.
Okay, I was filling space until let's raise.
Well, in theory, Harry and Lena would have gone to the cannery
right
on the evening of the 17th. So
that is true.
Just quickly, did we find anything new? And did we find a good hiding spot?
Give me a mind observation check. Add a bonus D8 because Harry's there. That's how we'll do advantage in this. Just to speed
Harry
it
has
up.
the team player perk. She would get a D12 instead of a D8.
I don't think he has I don't think he has team player.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
You specifically are the one that took that.
I think that's the thing for being a dog. I think.
Yeah. So 2 successes. Cool. You find the cannery. It is still abandoned. From what you can see, you were able to get into it this time because you actually directly want to check it out. It has looks exactly the same as you would previously spotted, but you get a better look at some of the side areas that aren't the main, production floor. There's a manager's office that overlooks the main floor area. That's off to the side, and there looks to be what was maybe a break room or like where the workers would go during a break for food or etc. for a lunch break. They're not in the same spot. They're on opposite ends of the building. Like one corner and then another corner opposite. So you get both of those. Is there anything else you were wanting to check while you were there?
Harry?
What else is noticeable? What's available that we can start nosying? I'm assuming we can't really break into anything.
No, it's just an old abandoned warehouse. It's definitely used to be a cannery from the records, which would explain the old.
It's pointless to break in, isn't it? We're here really just to observe.
You're already inside. It's kind of,
you're right.
Yeah, you're inside. It's just got some old conveyor belts that are kind of that run the length of the production floor. There was probably some machinery that was in place of the gaps that did put things in can, put glue on can, put label around can, gather can kind of stuff, because there's gaps in those conveyor belt areas. But the conveyor belts are bolted into the concrete floor, and that would make sense why those weren't taken up, because you'd have to get something to cut the bolts out and then pull it all out, and it's not worth it. The rubber doesn't look rotted, so this isn't decades. This is maybe a couple of years it's been abandoned. So and it's not leaky. It's dry in here, so it doesn't look like you'd have problems if you put something out that doesn't like water or anything. And I'll say with the 2, you also figure out, yes, it does have electricity, which was probably going to be important for the recorder, because It would probably need electricity to run. But it does have electricity in the building, so you could hook something up if you need it. And that's what you get on your recce if you have nothing like specific. Like if you're just doing a general check through, run through of it, not leaving any prints or any major.
Yeah, like
know,
we're here to observe,
presence.
not to interfere.
Yeah. You go ahead and do that.
I was just trying to remember. It's just where it's late and I'm tired. I'm like, what did I know this last time we were here that I wanted to investigate?
Yeah. I think you got basically everything. It was a pretty low check. These things. It's an abandoned building. it's an abandoned building. But yeah, that's what you get. Those are the items that you received from.
Did Lena get a wine? Did Lena get a wine? Did Lena get a wine?
Oh, right. I actually didn't roll for that. Give me 1 second. You did. You have a Canadian red.
Boo. Okay.
It's a Canadian wine.
It's Canadian. It might not be French Canadian.
It's definitely not French Canadian.
Well, every time you open the bottle, it just goes, I'm sorry, I'm not French.
I'm sorry, eh? I'm sorry.
Because if there was wine production, it would probably be somewhere around like
BC?
Yeah, it'd probably be the opposite end from there because Quebec's is a bit more northern, most of it, so it'd be a little colder.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a good wine country. Already Canada's not great wine country, so it's
The middle bit of Canada is okay, but
yeah, it is a really
it's
low.
drier and all that sort of stuff, so.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what you get from there. It's red wine though. It's just not French. He got what he could, okay? He got what he could. At least it isn't Midwestern wine, which actually was a big business before Prohibition. Actually, there was like the Mississippi River Valley was like on the verge of becoming like a big wine country right before Prohibition because it has really great farm fields for it actually. So yeah, that's what you get. I think since we're about 6 minutes before the end, I don't think there's a lot you can really do. It's just going to be another prep planning and everything. So.
Well, I think we've done most of the prep planning. It needs to happen now, really.
And now you got to work out. How you're going to do things specifically, and then we run through that. So yeah, that I say that's good. You guys can discuss amongst yourselves during the week, and we'll have to run through there.
All right.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. So, hope you've all enjoyed this episode of Tricogha Nights. Join us obviously next week for the next part. As always, thank you to Commissar Roach for writing and GMing this campaign. You can find him at youtube.com/Commissar Roach. I've also been joined by the wonderful UtariOnzo and Surelyonlymikey. You can get them at their Twitch of those names. We also have the dynamic duo that is Red Moogle and RivalZoneGaming. From RivalZoneGaming, he's gonna kill me because I said them in the wrong order. It has to be.
It rolls off the tongue better. It rolls off the tongue better.
No, actually, it's better for me to go RivalZoneGaming and Red Moogle from RivalZoneGaming. Because otherwise I go RivalZoneGaming, and that is just And I'm Midgeman. This is the Component Cast. We'll see you next time. Bye bye now.
Bye.